my favorite one for like player names is Somewhere Over Dwayne.
Yeah.
But like he's never been good enough to use it other than one season.
No. There were some good ones with Clinton Dix too. I can't remember what they are.
Clinton's Dix?
Mm-hmm. Ha Clinton Dix.
Oh.
That's his real name.
That's his real name.
Who?
Ha Clinton Dix.
Who's that?
He's
a safety.
cornerback. Oh, safety, yeah.
Oh, I thought it was a Bill Clinton joke.
No.
Oh, geez. All right, we are recording. You guys ready?
Yes.
Yep.
All right. All right, y'all. If you're a fan of the show and you tune in weekly or however often you tune in, make sure you're liking us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, all at Made to Motivate Podcast. Subscribe and hit the bell on YouTube. That way you know when we upload new videos to that channel. And do what you can to share the page when we have new episodes. We appreciate all the support. And with that being said,
You know what time it is.
Podcast Tuesday!
Live from Made to Motivate.
Has the goddamn
Podcast.
call us out on a Tuesday night? Damn it!
On a Tuesday night.
What is up, gentlemen?
What's going on?
You guys, it's Made to Motivate Podcast. This is your host, Ryan Weiss. And this is season 3, episode 5. Joined as always by my co-host-ish guys.
Not as always.
Not as always. Oh, we're gonna have to do another one of these episodes.
I was injured
we
last
didn't
week.
slander your name and drag you through the mud last week, at
It's
least.
true. I appreciated it.
Joined as always by Jesse Young from Sports Illustrated.
What's going on?
He's in a different chair, so it's gonna be weird. I gotta reacclimate myself with where to stare. And Chris, the film freak Kessinger.
What's up, man?
How's it going, buddy?
You know he listened to our episode last week
Just to hear.
just to see if we were
Did.
gonna
That is true. Jesse said when he got here, "Hey guys, listen to last week's episode." And that's
I listened to
exactly
it today. I was in the shower. I'm like, these motherfuckers probably talked all this
That's
shit.
exactly why he did it. I didn't even think about it. He just wanted to know if we made fun of him for bailing on us for the second time. Why weren't you here?
Threw my back out again.
Oh, that's right.
It's all bad, man.
It wasn't COVID this time.
Been stretching shit since, but
Did you do those Morgan Hayes workouts?
No, that's why I contacted her, was for that.
Yeah.
So it's gotten better since then. I've been doing some other stuff, but
See?
I need to start doing the
Check
ball
out-
one that she sent me.
Check out the episode that we did with Morgan Hayes. I think it's the same one as the sex trafficking episode. The Wayfair.
Wayfair.
Yeah.
Same episode as the Wayfair episode is the titling. So she was a guest that does some kind of like massage and therapy and workouts and stuff. Jesse hurt himself. And because of that episode and learning what she does, he reached out and got some stretches and things. And he's getting back to
Now I'm back.
being on the show. So that's a good start.
100%.
Anything new and exciting from 2 weeks ago, since that's the last time we saw you?
New article is up on Sports Illustrated.
Yes, very good. What's that about?
It is the top 10 greatest receivers in Eagles history.
Okay.
So not wide receivers, just receivers, because there are 2 non-wide receivers on the list.
Nice. How's it going?
It's going really good,
Is it?
actually, which I was surprised because the last time I did an Eagles episode or article, I told Chris, you'd think diehard Philly
what I was
fans
gonna
coming off a
say.
Super Bowl would be really good, but they didn't read like anything of mine.
Oh.
And now that was before I put it onto Sports Illustrated,
They
but
can't read.
right? Hey,
But bump.
I appreciate Philly's history, and there's a couple of players that I like.
hate Philly.
I hate Philly. I hate their fans.
He hates Philly.
They're soulless bastards. They do not deserve a Super Bowl ring. They did not
The thoughts
deserve.
and comments of Jesse Young do not reflect the Made to Motivate
Yeah,
podcast.
no,
in any way.
you're outvoted.
and Chris Kessinger.
We support this.
Jeez.
Yeah, I don't like anybody in the NFC East, but the Eagles are by far my least favorite.
Yeah, I know they've got a hardcore fan base though, so I am surprised that they didn't read that first one.
But as
This
soon as
one's
it went
doing
on
well.
SI, it's
Doing good.
taken off and it's done really well. I think it's like my 5th best article right now.
Nice.
Are there no radio stations in Philly?
I want to steal the article.
So I found out they're stealing everybody's stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and they're stealing a bunch of stuff from ESPN. They reached out to them.
Dude.
So they're just like stealing everybody's stuff.
I don't think that can be legal.
And
man.
it's not. And so
They probably think they're getting away with it because they're crediting the writer,
yeah.
but they're not. You can't just steal it without use, though.
Well, so I can't remember what the terminology is, but there's like the major big time writers on Sports Illustrated or people that, are actually getting paid salary for this.
Right.
And then there's us. And you can't determine the difference between
Who's
our
who?
articles online, and they're stealing from the major people too. So I'm sure they're going to get cracked down on big time.
dude.
But they put out like those DMCA complaints and stuff, and they have not taken anything down yet. So I don't know, but it hasn't really affected my traffic. I'm actually doing really, really well right
Good.
now.
That's awesome. It's good. Christopher?
The only thing I did was I had a drive-in on Saturday night
Yeah.
with my buddy, and yeah, we saw Halloween and Halloween 2, the originals.
So dope. Did you share bottomless popcorn?
No, but you know, I did stick a funnel cake up. Never mind.
Hey.
No, but it was cool. Sold out both screens.
This was Autorama.
yeah.
Where we went.
Yeah, and it was crazy because we got there early because we wanted to pick our seat. We knew it was, you know, it was going to be packed. So we got in there and they opened the doors up like a half hour early. So we were in there at 6:30 for a 7:50 showing.
Damn.
Nice.
So we went and got
Hang
something
out.
to eat. Yeah, we just kind of hung out and walked around. My other buddy was there, and yeah,
That's dope.
about it.
I was, when you were talking about going, I was jokingly at work. I said, man, I want to show up to that dressed as Michael Myers and just walk through the freaking like
Yeah.
parking lot.
You can borrow my mask.
Dude, I have a full freaking outfit.
Do you?
The whole like
The coveralls?
full coverall and everything.
Yeah,
I used to go as him and Jason Voorhees for Halloween all the time.
me too.
Dude, I wore a full, like super legit Jason Voorhees when I worked at Hot Topic, because at Halloween we could wear whatever we wanted. You know, Hot Topic don't give a shit about
Right.
anything. So it was like wear whatever you wanted. I did the full Jason Voorhees and I just stood at the entrance and stood super still like I was a mannequin. And then when people would walk by, I would just fucking like scare them. Dude, scared the
best.
shit out of people. It was so fucking
I want to see
fun,
stock
man.
footage of that shit,
Dude,
man.
I would just stand there completely still. They'd be like all looking and then just fucking move. Dude, this girl's just screaming at the top of their lungs. It was so fun.
Dude, we got to do that.
I'm down.
You got to get us like all maked up for
I'm down.
Halloween.
Yeah,
I
Oh.
legit just want to dress up as Michael Myers and just like walk down the street.
yeah.
I got huge Halloween party that we go to every single year.
Yeah.
They're still doing it this year, they said.
Is it on Halloween?
I don't want to, I can't remember what the date is. I have the invitation, but
Dude,
we got to go.
as long as it's
I'm allowed to
not-
bring whoever I want.
Yeah.
So
Hopefully it's on Halloween because that's it is a Saturday this year.
it might be. I don't know if it is
The
or if it's
weekend
the week
before. I should still be able to come. That's the weekend I come home from Florida.
Okay.
But I come home at like 8 a.m. So
Yeah,
dude,
you'll
I'm
be
down.
solid.
I want to do something for Halloween for sure this year. Last year, I think last year when you had it, I was on vacation.
She literally starts
Dude.
decorating in like August.
Hell yeah.
Her entire basement, like her house is huge. It's a
Yeah.
beautiful home, but like everything,
Yeah.
living room, dining room,
Dope.
everything to the 10th power.
I'm down.
And her basement is completely like, you can't tell,
out.
like the walls, if it's not decorated crazy, like there's tarps and stuff that
That's
are like
sick.
spray painted and all that. It's wild.
I'm trying to think of really cool special effects makeup to do this year now that I have no hair. 'Cause
Oh,
now I don't have my hair in the way. So
Bro.
I'm trying to think of like some legit shit to do.
Yeah.
Bro,
Like just fucked up stuff.
you gotta go as Voldemort from the first Harry Potter.
Oh, dude, but the beard.
Fuck it.
I'm not shaving my beard, bro.
No, you don't have to. You can
Oh,
do
yeah.
the back of his,
Oh,
like
the
when he's got
back
the
of
head
the
on the back of his
head.
head.
Yeah. I want to do something super shit, super dope. No
Yeah.
hair. Because I've tried doing bald cap stuff before, but it's not the same to try and cover it all.
now you
Yeah.
got it.
Dude.
You got the real ball
I gotta
cap.
do something really
Trying to
cool.
think of, like,
Special
a
makeup. Special
Really good
makeup.
beard bald guy.
Yeah. So drive-in movie. Cool.
Mhm. Yeah.
Anything new reviews? Anything else you've done?
This week, oh God, what did I review? Now I'm gonna draw a blank. I can't remember, but I have a review coming up this week for a Netflix documentary which blew me away.
Oh, the Neighbors?
American Murder, The Neighbors Next Door.
Bro, did you watch that yet?
No.
I knew nothing about this case going into it, and I kind of
Oh,
wanted
really?
to, yeah, I didn't hear anything about this. This escaped me.
Oh,
And I wanted to go into it blank with a clean slate.
fucked up.
The only slight negative I'll say about this, and it's not a big deal, the only slight negative I'll say about this is 10 minutes in, I knew exactly where this was going.
Oh yeah.
Like I could tell from the way people are acting. I'm like, dude, I'm not a cop, but I'm putting the cop shoes of this
Oh, yeah.
documentary. So I'm like, that person's
well,
a
even the
liar.
neighbor knew.
Yeah.
Like he could tell.
Yeah. You talk about the guy neighbor.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's like, he's acting weird.
Yeah. You didn't have you do you know what we're talking about?
No, I have no idea.
It's it was from 2018 in Colorado. The guy that murdered his wife and his two kids, buried the wife in like the field where he works, and then put the kids in an oil drum or something. You remember seeing that on the news?
No,
I didn't get
Oh,
it either.
Oh man, it was a huge story, and everyone it got a lot of notoriety because one, obviously he ended up coming out and being a murderer, but like
Yeah.
when they interviewed him, he tried playing this whole like remorseful, like, oh my God, I just want my kids to come home, knowing he fucking killed them.
Right.
And then everyone, she got a lot of victim shaming too. And like people were like, it's her fucking fault. She's so bossy. And she tried to like make their life be so perfect because she like vlogged. So
Yeah.
like she would like stage everything they do and make him like pose and like do whatever.
Yeah.
So like she was getting a lot of flack. People were like victim shaming or making her out to be like the bad guy or whatever.
Yeah.
Good documentary. Uses a ton of actual footage,
That's what I was
police
gonna say.
body cam footage, actual like news footage. They pull a ton of her like vlog clips and stuff of it.
Total side note,
Dude.
something we talked about like months ago just popped in my head because you were saying that. Whatever happened with that family that had the adopted boy that was like
Kid that
yeah,
they like
and he
gave
just like
away.
disappeared or whatever.
They were getting a ton of shit for it, but I don't know where. It was that couple from Cleveland. They were huge on YouTube. They like vlog and they had adopted a kid.
He had like Down syndrome or something like that.
Yeah, and it was like they got all these views and followers because of it, and then they like rehomed him, like rehomed the kid like it was a dog.
I think I remember you guys talking something about this.
I don't remember what came of it though. Like I don't know where it's at now.
Like I never heard anything of it, so I'm assuming that that's legal because they put it out. Like
Oh,
it wasn't like
sure.
well, everybody was talking like, well, you can't just do that. Where the
Yeah.
fuck's the kid at? And like,
Yeah. Oh yeah, that was the thing because nobody knew where the kid went. It was
Yeah.
like people were conspiring. Like, did they actually have the kid, or did something happen to the kid?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but like you were saying though, yeah, they use real footage. Like there's body cam footage from the police officer, which plays
Crazy, dude.
huge into everything. Like you're watching things unfold in real time, kind of like a found footage horror movie.
Yeah.
Is what it feels like. And you get to see these interactions like right off the bat. You're studying the husband, you're studying a best friend, you know, everything.
It was eerie, man.
It's very eerie when you go into these bedrooms where a murder just happened literally hours before.
You're watching this guy who murdered his children, literally, like Chris said, within hours. And then you're actually watching, it's not like played by actors. Like you're watching the actual police body cam footage of this guy playing dumb, like, oh my God, she left her phone behind. Oh, here's her wedding ring. And knowing he just fucking murdered his family.
Yeah, he's lying right there
And
on the
like,
spot.
actually watching the real footage of
If
it
you
is
didn't
so
know-
creepy, dude.
if you didn't know though, would you know?
Yes, I did.
From watching the documentary, yes. But like based on like regular stuff,
Yeah.
like because they lay it out. So like at the beginning, like they kind of give it away at the very beginning. But if they played
But that's what I'm
video
saying,
of
that,
their
like-
everyday family stuff before you knew, he seemed like a normal dude.
But
I'm saying like when he's saying like, oh my God, she forgot her phone. Does he seem
Oh,
genuine?
yes.
Or are you like, man,
He's-
this dude's bullshit?
he seems genuine, but like it's one of those things where the husband's always like the first suspect.
Yeah.
Sure.
So you kind of know.
And I'm studying him right off the bat because, you know,
Yeah.
that's their first interaction. He comes home and then he lets them in the house and all that.
yeah.
And what I saw in him that I didn't trust, first of all, he wasn't making
No
eye
emotion
contact.
too.
Yeah, the
No
emotion was very
emotion.
flat, and his he's making no eye contact. He's going like
Very
this when he's
jittery.
talking. Yeah, and he's very jittery.
Yeah.
That to me was very nerve wracking. And then
Yeah.
all the texts that conveniently piled up on his end.
Where are you?
Yeah, I was
Call
like,
me.
he's
He
trying.
like planted text messages to her to like have an alibi kind of thing.
Yeah.
Here's you gotta watch
How many
it.
texts do you send if
He's-
your wife goes missing
he's-
before you call the cops?
I think he sent 4.
And that's a good question.
Yeah, he sent 4, I believe. And that's the thing. He didn't even call the cops. Her friend
Yeah.
did.
That's a good question. Like if she's gone for a couple hours overnight,
Right.
I mean, come on, man.
Yeah. You got to watch it. It was a good documentary.
Yeah.
But it's just eerie to like
We've
watch
had-
it unfold and know like this dude murdered his 2 young kids, like
Yeah.
7 and 8 year olds.
Steph started watching this chick on YouTube who literally just sits and does her makeup and talks about true crime.
I've seen that.
Yeah.
I've seen that
She's like
girl.
obsessed with her.
Yeah, dude, it's cool.
So like anytime she's like getting ready in the morning or I come
Yep.
home, like she's just sitting there watching this chick and then she's got this crazy makeup going on. And she's like, so then they put the babies in the bakery.
Yes,
And it's
dude.
like,
it's a really cool concept though, because people love makeup videos.
Yeah.
But it's usually just them sitting there.
Yeah.
And so like she tells the stories like really in depth.
she's got
It's a
like 2
re-
million
It's a
subscribers.
really
or
cool
something.
concept.
Wow. It's original, if anything.
She does it good too. Like her,
Yeah.
it's not like super in depth like you would get from like
Yeah.
a BuzzFeed type of thing, but like
Yeah.
I
follow
she's
her.
really like charismatic. I don't
Mhm.
know.
It's cool. It's a good channel for sure.
I've watched a couple with
Yeah.
her and I'm like, I don't give a shit about makeup. I'll just listen while
Dude, no joke. I follow probably like 5 or 10 makeup artists on YouTube.
Do
I
you?
think it's like an art. Like to me, I find it very
I
interesting.
like effects artists, like, you know, makeup.
I mean, I watch a ton of those, but I actually follow just girls that just do like makeup tutorials.
Mhm.
I just think it's cool. That's super weird. I know it's weird.
Okay. The last thing I'll say about that documentary, what's cool is you're seeing everything unfold on the Facebook page too.
Yeah.
So they go to her Facebook page, the wife, and you're basically seeing like videos of them on vacation, you know, all this personal stuff, her interaction with best friends, which can get a little uneasy at times.
Bro, they put their text messages out.
Yeah.
Like they have the text message history.
Yeah.
And then they like show them and read them, and then they have them on the screen. And some of them are like raunchy, I guess you could say.
I'm gonna fuck him tonight.
Yeah, it's like I can't wait to get fucked tonight.
I wonder how they get access to that.
The family apparently gave a lot of access to them doing the documentary and like was very helpful in them doing stuff.
Huh.
And then he's in jail right now. When it came out, he's complaining. I was like, I can't. It's bullshit that my personal info's out there.
Well, that's what I'm
Bro,
saying.
You murdered
like,
your whole family, bro. Like you
still
don't have any.
You still have privacy
don't
rights. I
have any
feel like
rights
even
at
if you
this
go to
point.
prison, like
I don't know. I
don't know how that works.
I think
I'm
that's
just-
probably evidence. So at that point, you don't have any rights
Yeah, it's a
okay.
case. It's an open case.
because it was all text messages that they used to kind of figure out where things were going with their relationship and a motive. And
Yeah, that makes sense.
so as evidence, I think you don't have.
But yeah, it makes you look at Facebook though, like you're studying your friends' pages and all that, and you go,
Yeah.
"Wow, their life is great," and you know, it looks
Mhm.
awesome in these photos and these videos, not knowing what's really brewing underneath. You
That's
know,
the,
the
and
whole
that's
time.
the thing. Like his boss said he would never have any idea. If you looked at him, I knew he murdered him already.
Yeah, I
and
did
like the
too.
documentary obviously is there to set you up to know. Like if you eliminate some of the like police cam footage and just show the videos of them,
Yeah.
he seems like a normal dude.
Right.
Like a normal dude with kids and a wife, you know, like you have rough patches and stuff and like you have annoyances, but like
Yeah.
overall, it's crazy to think that dude just snapped and just fucking murdered his whole family.
Yeah, and like
Just like on a whim.
it's not really a big spoiler that you know that because it's a public case, but
Yeah.
on the same term, like that's just the end result. It's getting there through all the other shit. That's the big story.
Right.
Yeah, obviously going in, most people know that it's called American Murder. You know what it is. But to Chris's point, yeah, watching it all unfold and like everything going on behind the scenes. I thought it was really good for as good as a murder documentary could be. I mean, it was worth a watch. It was very intriguing.
That's why we need body cam footage all the time.
Yep, I agree.
Cops.
I don't think anything else. I mean, that's it. I didn't do much. The normal stuff. I didn't work on the deck at all.
I thought you
Started drawing.
thought you got finished.
It's almost pretty much done. So last week when we had talked, I had worked on it a bunch, but I couldn't finish because I needed more screws and I needed a new concrete bit. So dude, I freaking go to Home Depot.
I saw this.
Go to Home Depot to get
No wood?
No.
No
I
screws?
had all the wood and everything. I go to Home Depot, I buy a box of screws that I needed, and I buy the concrete bit that I need. Come home, I like set them on a table out in my garage or out in my backyard. And then I was all motivated maybe Sunday or Monday to work on the deck. And I went looking for them. I can't find them anywhere.
Somebody jack your screws?
Dude, I'm like, there's no way someone just stole a box of screws and a concrete bit off a table in my backyard. I freaking cleaned my whole garage, like started organizing, thinking, okay, when I clean and organize, I'm going to find them. I can't find them anywhere. So I had to go back. Yesterday, I went back to the fucking store and bought another box of screws and another concrete bit so I can finally fucking do
Yeah.
everything. I'm like, this is bullshit, though.
Grayson went and
Dude,
picked him up and
Oh,
threw
how
him
does that
over
happen?
somewhere.
I came down here thinking, okay, maybe I carried the bag from Home Depot down and set it on the floor somewhere. I'm checking in the bathroom, checking upstairs, checking all of our drawers. Maybe Ashley put them away somewhere. I can't
Is
find them
that it?
anywhere.
I'm fucking with you.
Fuck. I'm about to be so pissed. Made you look.
I mean, my first guess would be that garage, obviously, because everything was.
I thought for
Looked
sure.
like a
I'm like, they're
hurricane.
in the garage. So I'm going to clean everything up, organize it. I put all my drill bits back in there, put everything back where it belongs, you know?
You're like OCD too.
Yes.
So
I'm like, I'm going to find these. Nowhere.
I'm going to start doing that.
Just
Just taking like little things and just hiding them in random places.
I'll be so
I did
annoyed.
this last week. We were talking with
I
our
was
guest.
so annoyed.
Just
Fix it. Oh my God.
Yeah.
All right. That's really it. Steelers, I didn't get to watch, so I didn't watch any. I did watch the Browns game this weekend, but outside of that, do hung out with Dan. Oh, I went and got some wood with Dan so he can finish his shed. That was annoying. We had to get 20-foot long boards.
Yeah, I saw that.
So I fucking put a ladder on top of my roof rack to then be able to hook the wood to kind of give them stability because my roof rack's only like maybe 6 feet.
Yeah.
So we put a 16-foot ladder on there. So that way they wouldn't have so much room to like bow. What a fucking pain in the ass, man. But we got it home. So
How far do you have to drive?
we went to the Menards in the Falls, all back roads, because I'm like, I'm not taking this on the highway.
Mhm.
Ooh.
Dude, it was sketchy, but we got it home. So that's really it. Where do we want to start? Anything super exciting you guys want to start with?
Let's let the boy claim his victory.
Let's do it.
Okay. Let's start with locker room talk.
Swung down, line to deep left field. It is gone! 45-40. Run, William, run! Kareem Hunt, run!
Iguodala to Curry, back to Iguodala, up for the layup. Oh, blocked by James. LeBron James with the
Run, Dontrell Hilliard.
It's not gonna
Run,
be,
Odell.
it's not going to be Chubb. Just kill him. Take him out. Put him out back.
We can pull from our stack of them. Fucking Dontrell Hilliard comes out for 95 yards on like 11 carries.
Yes.
Who the fuck is he?
Obviously, Jesse is a little jazzed up over here because the Browns got their third
3-1, baby. This is the best 3-1 we've had since the Cavs and Golden State. You know, last time we were 3-1?
2014?
2001.
2001. You know how old I was?
2.
9 years old.
God, I forgot you're that
I'll let him
young.
have his 3-1, but come on. The teams you played. What are the records of the teams you beat?
What are the records of the teams you beat?
I don't know. I'm not bragging about the Steelers having
Just asking because you guys haven't beat a team that has a single win yet. So fuck you.
What did the Cowboys have? 1 win?
Then that shouldn't even have happened.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like you guys beat any good teams, though. I'll give you your 3-1, but
There's not a lot of good teams in the league this year, though. It's like you're either 3-1 or undefeated, or you're 1-3 and winless. Like there are very few 2-2,
Yeah.
like mediocre.
6 undefeated teams right now.
Yeah, I mean we're going in next week against the Colts. They're 3-1 also.
let's talk that fourth quarter though that they almost ended up losing the game.
Doesn't matter, man. It's almost.
Yeah.
And what happened? They got it down to 3, and Odell just. That's the Odell that we fucking traded for, man.
I feel like that's a consistency of them, and I don't want to say it's cockiness or like they get comfortable, but like when they're playing really good and they're like ahead, they like start to falter. And I don't know if it's like they're like, all right, we got this in the bag, or they get tired.
I think that they got tired because Cowboys were running.
Yeah.
You know, hurry up, and they're explosive, and our defense isn't that good.
Yeah.
But I think
that's held them.
I think they have just enough at the beginning to really start forcing turnovers. We're leading the league in turnovers.
That's what
right
I would.
now.
That's the point I was about to make. I'm
Yeah.
like, you can't say your defense is that bad.
No, we're leading turnovers and we're leading in forced fumbles. What else are we leading in? I mean, we've got a lot of defensive categories that we're ahead in.
Right.
It's just a matter of letting up all of those yards and letting people come back. That's our issue. But old Browns, they lose that game. Old Browns, when they hit that turnover, we don't go down and score. We had 14 unanswered points off of turnovers. In the old days, you don't do that.
Well, they wouldn't the old Browns wouldn't be up. The last time I went to the game when they played the Cowboys at Cleveland in 2016, it was 35-10.
Right. And the thing is we've had defenses like this in the past where you would force the turnovers and stuff, but the issue was the offense would go right back out there and turn it back over again.
Yeah.
Or, you know, the one where he had the interception, he fumbled it. And then we ended up landing on top. Old Browns, they lose that, and it's just deflating and whatever. So
beautiful play by Landry and Odell.
Oh man, I loved it.
That was a great play.
He said
I'm not
the throw. You mean?
He said after that touchdown pass, he felt like he pitched 9 innings. He was like, my arm was so sore.
Yeah, dude. If you don't do it, that's just a lot goes into throwing a football.
He threw that thing 50 yards.
Yeah, it was a good play.
Yeah. But no,
Those two
man,
probably docked after
we
the
are the number one whatever.
My
probably shit on him.
Number 1 rushing team in the NFL, baby.
Odell's like, shit on me, Landry. Shit on me.
Whatever. 3 touchdowns? I don't care.
No, I know. They did. They had a good offensively, I mean, they had a good game. I mean, they scored a bunch.
Myles Garrett's going to be defensive player of the year.
Yeah.
Leading the league in sacks, leading the league in forced fumbles. 3 recoveries off of 5 forced fumbles, and we're only in 4 weeks.
Yeah.
Good God.
I drove by his house Saturday. It was pretty dark though.
Yeah.
Because I went to my family's on Saturday and I was like, I'm gonna go down there, kind of scope it out.
Yeah.
He's probably sleeping. He had a game the next day.
Yeah.
Well, they were in Dallas. I'm
So
sure
he wasn't home then. That makes
Yeah.
sense because it was pretty dark. I'm like, oh, look, anybody's there.
Yeah, no. And they'll be gone next week too. So
Okay. Need to go over
the week
there.
after that, we need to go.
Yeah, we need to go by there.
Dude, I'll knock on his door. I don't give a
I'm
shit.
down. I drove by. Like I was like scoping it out. I'm like, I'm gonna see what it looks
It's not
like.
illegal to knock on the door. So
Just stand out front with a sign. Be on our podcast.
Yeah, man.
The only positive.
Alert.
Ooh, I need to draw one of those little guys as Myles Garrett.
The only positive I will take from that game as far as being a Cowboys fan is that if you still have questions and you still blame Dak Prescott for everything that the
Bro,
Cowboys
pay
are
the
going
man.
through, you are a complete fucking idiot.
It's the only thing that team's got going for him.
It's the only thing that makes sense.
Yep.
he gave me like an
They
okay
won't pay him,
fantasy day.
though.
And then that fourth quarter came and I'm like, yes. Cause I told my dad, I'm like, I
502
wanted us to
yards.
win a
Yeah,
very
right.
high scoring game. He's going to get paid.
Do you think so? What's his contract with them?
He's on a,
Right now, he's the franchise tag.
yeah. So
Um,
he's probably making what, 18 million, something like that.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, how much longer does he have? You think he's going to
Franchise
get paid?
tag's 1 year. So they
Yeah.
got to pay him this year.
They're gonna
Otherwise,
have
or we
to,
lose him.
man.
if they use the franchise tag
He's
again
with the
next year, he's
Steelers.
going to be like a $35 million cap hit. You don't want to do that.
We need him. I need him at the Steelers. Let the Cowboys fuck it up, and I'll take him.
It wouldn't
We
surprise
need
me
somebody.
because there's chatter already on our like our pregame shows and stuff like that. They're going, oh, are they going to go for Lawrence? You know, maybe they
Yeah.
tank so bad they get Lawrence in the draft. And I'm like, they do that, I won't watch a game next year.
Well, and the thing is you're not going to be able to tank that badly. There are teams that
No.
are way worse than
Giants,
Dallas. I
Jets.
mean,
Yeah.
one of them is getting it. Lawrence is going to New York. It's just going to happen. I mean, you guys will finish with 4, 5, 6 wins if you continue this trend.
I don't know.
That offense is too good not to win a couple of
Yeah.
games.
You'll win a couple.
That defense is so miserable.
defense,
It gives
yeah.
everybody a chance.
That's true.
Like we have the Giants this week. We're going to make what Daniel Jones' his name. Jones. We're gonna make Daniel Jones look like an all-star this week.
Danny
Yeah.
Dimes, man.
So, but yeah, Steelers are undefeated.
I didn't get to watch any football. We're undefeated. To Jesse's point, we haven't played anybody great, but we're undefeated. I'll take it. Ben was off last year.
You guys dodged.
He's playing
Tennessee.
decent this year. We didn't dodge them. Those pussies fucking bailed.
Nah,
We got COVID.
you guys gave him COVID.
They
like,
had COVID just as much as President Trump had COVID.
dude. They had 18 players get COVID.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
Notre Dame at 13.
So we did a big.
It's like a third of your
rearranging.
roster.
I mean, they're gonna have to watch it though. The thing is, they got to figure out these teams that have it and kind of separate
So they don't
ahead
have
of time because that's spread quick, man. They're
They-
close contact.
they haven't had any new cases as of today, no new positives.
Yeah.
And no other teams had any major outbreaks. Like Cam Newton in New England, he sat out, but they didn't break out big time. It was a false positive in
how
Kansas
does just
City.
him have it though? How does he the only one on the team that gets it? I don't get that.
I
Goes
don't
out.
know, went out with his girlfriend. She had it, something
so
stupid
nothing
like
maybe
that.
NFL related. He got it on his own.
Yeah. So
And the thing is, this is where the NBA takes a step up on the NFL. It doesn't happen often, but this is
Yeah.
where they reign supreme in cases like this. The bubble,
Bubble, man.
you can
It's
say whatever
smart.
you want about it. It was a great idea and it worked.
Bubble ball.
they could have done 4 bubbles, set their stuff, 8 teams to each one, and they'd have been fine.
Mhm.
Go to all the dome stadiums and rent out hotels. You got the money to do it. Ratings are fine too. I mean, people are watching. They're making their money.
People are watching. People are going to the games. I mean, they're letting fans watch. So
There was
Browns are going
it's
up to
not
12,000
going as
fans.
awful as I anticipated. Honestly, it's going well. It's bad. It seems normal.
We went 3 weeks without a single case.
Yeah. What's going on with the Raiders?
They
They got in
had
trouble or something for COVID
Derek Carr, Darren Waller, and a couple of other guys broke COVID.
protocol.
Protocol?
So, like not wearing masks or something.
I don't think so. I think that they like
'Cause I know there was some-
left because it's
Left where though?
like
They're
they,
not on
they haven't
lockdown,
gotten
but-
into like the exact of what happened yet, so
Yeah.
I don't know. But they're not on lockdown.
I was gonna say they're
they-
not locked up.
They can go home, but there's probably some type of whatever. Like they have different protocols in the building at
Yeah.
practice, things like that they broke because the NFL's the ones who cracked down on them. They all got fined big time.
Well, I knew
for it.
coaches and stuff were getting in trouble for not wearing masks and things like
They're
that.
getting big fines,
Yeah.
$100,000. That's a
Yeah.
lot even for a
Jesus.
coach. $250 on top of that for your team.
Hey,
So
man.
$350,000 going in for the fines. Woo,
They're tested though, right? Like they're tested before each game.
tested every game. That's the one thing that I don't get
Yeah.
because everybody's tested.
They get tested every game.
None of the players wear masks.
the nose
Like,
thing.
yeah.
God, your nose has got to feel awful.
No, it's not every game. It's every 2 days.
Yeah, that's what I
have
mean. Like
to.
every
Yeah.
every day. That's
But,
gotta
like-
fucking be awful.
So everybody's tested. You know ahead of time that nobody has tested positive.
Right.
You have people in the huddle playing in the game on the sideline. None of the players have to put a mask on when they go onto the sideline. So why is it that the coach has to, who's pretty much standing there by himself the entire time, except for when he talks
Not
to
on the
refs?
field, fucking rolling around in the mud together.
Yeah, it's
Exactly.
like
It's silly.
I don't know. It's dumb, but
Well, don't say Raiders and left in the same sentence, because a lot of Raiders fans will get worried because they switch cities every 5 years or
it's
so.
true. I feel bad for them though. I swear, because just being a Cleveland fan and knowing how that is and what that does to like a place, Raiders fans are legit.
Yeah.
Like it's not like the
Well, it's a
Rams.
hardcore fan base.
Rams are a terrible fan base. They were in St. Louis. They were in LA.
Mhm.
They were
Yeah.
like, whatever. Raiders fans are legit.
I used to be a
They
big
were in
Raiders
Los
fan.
Angeles. They were in Oakland. They are in Vegas now. And
Yeah.
like to see them bounce that much, that sucks.
Yeah.
It's weird to get moved around that often.
That's
Like,
because
I
the
don't-
Davises are idiots.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's all that it is. There's not marketing enough to make the money or something, but I don't know.
It can't be that bad off. Look at the fucking
There's
Browns.
they
dude.
can't fuck up in Vegas.
Yeah.
There's just no way.
So much money there.
Like, especially once COVID gets all figured out and everything, that stadium's beautiful. You guys watch
it
that
is
game?
Gorgeous, yeah.
It's dope.
That was the only game CBS gave us on Sunday. I'm like, oh, thanks.
Vegas, for the most part, is back to some normalcy. Though I've got a couple of friends that went this past week, and it looked back to normal. Like there was
Yeah.
pictures and stuff at the very beginning of this where it was desolate.
I remember
It
those.
was like Zombieland.
Yeah.
And now, I mean, it's back to being pretty full and normal. So,
Yeah.
so football. What are we at? Week 4?
Yeah,
week
this
4?
was 4. Yeah.
We're coming up on 5.
Yeah.
Browns play the Colts coming forward.
How do you got that going?
I've never trusted the Colts before the season. I don't trust them now. They haven't really beat anybody, neither have we, so I can't really use that
Yeah.
argument. But like, Phillip Rivers isn't that great.
Yeah.
Jonathan Taylor is not playing like everybody thought that he was going to be able to. Like he's been underutilized like crazy, and they have nobody to throw to.
You think Phillip Rivers isn't that great?
Not this year.
Not anymore.
No?
He's kind of it's new
Old?
team, old, like
Yeah.
whatever. He's a Hall of Famer.
That's what I.
name,
That's
yeah,
what
it's
my
the
next
name,
question
but-
to you,
Yeah,
I think he is.
he's a Hall of
for
Famer.
sure.
because he didn't have playoff success. Is he still?
Yeah.
No, yeah. If fucking Eli Manning is getting in with that draft.
2 Super Bowls.
No, Michael Strahan, Justin Tuck, and Osi Umenyiora
Oh.
won 2 Super Bowls.
Ifs and buts. Like he has the rings though. Phillip Rivers doesn't even have an AFC
He
title
does.
conference.
He does, but
Yeah.
Phillip Rivers has amazing statistics, great regular season, and that's enough to get you in. He won't be a first ballot Hall of Famer, but he will eventually get in.
Yeah, I think he's Hall of Famer for sure.
I got Browns by 9 because I don't think the
Yeah.
Colts offense can keep up with. I think their defense is going to keep the Browns tamed for like the first half. I think you'll see one of those like 10-7, maybe like 13-10 scores at halftime.
Yeah.
And then I think in the second half, the Browns will kind of not blow it open, but they'll get enough distance where they'll feel safe and they won't have to throw it 100 times down the field.
I think it's
I
We're
gotta
just
pull
gonna
my
follow suit.
stats. I don't remember what I had. I think I had us lose. I think I had Browns losing to Cowboys.
Yeah, I did.
I don't remember what I had them for the Colts though.
I had us beating the Colts, losing to the Cowboys in our
Yeah.
original stuff.
Cowboys
but
were ranked to win, weren't they?
we were,
Yeah, we were 4-point favorites.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
thought so.
but yeah, no. My brother. He's opening up his church in Indiana, and that's this upcoming weekend. So we're gonna be out there. And
Oh, nice.
I won't be out there for the game. I'm gonna rush home because it's 4:25 game.
Jeez.
But yeah, I'm wearing all my gear out there and everything. So
Oh, they're doing
looking
like an
forward to
event
it.
for like an opening or whatever.
Yeah, so he's been trying to like build this church for forever. And
Yeah.
he finally got his own building and everything a couple months ago.
Nice.
So they've just been kind of going out and like doing the whole, hey, free coffee, free donuts, come check us out type of thing for a while. But this is going to
Cool.
be their first actual service. So he's really excited. We're going to go out for the first service and then
Good luck. It's not easy in this
hightail
time
it
for
home.
sure.
Yeah.
But good luck.
Yeah, good for him. That's cool.
Yeah.
NBA
Lakers.
I mean,
Watched a little bit.
season's almost over. Bronny is shaking in his boots at home in LA.
Dude, I love those memes. It's like
So
officially 3 games before Bronny gets the ass whooping of his life.
Let's talk Heat game last night. I thought that this was going to be a sweep.
No.
I can't believe that pull off, man.
My original
You said 5 games.
I
right,
said
originally?
5 games originally. After those first 2 games, I said they probably would sweep.
They were playing so strong. The Heat coming back, it seemed a little.
They're not going to come back.
No, I mean them coming back and winning. Though seemed a little weird to me. I'm like,
Oh,
this is
yeah.
a sweep for
If-
sure.
if
They
you-
dominated the first 2 games. Like, come on.
If you play a same team like over and over again, eventually you start learning more of their tricks and you start
Yeah.
seeing like their holes in their game.
For
That's
sure.
why like the Lakers are going to adapt and they'll take game 4.
Yeah.
They have to play differently now.
Do we think it goes past game 4?
Well, it has to. It has to go to 5.
This will put it up 3-1. if the Lakers win tomorrow.
Best of 7.
Oh, it's
So-
best of 7.
Best of 7, yeah.
Okay, well then obviously it has to go 5. Then
So does it go past 5? No.
No, I think
Absolutely
it's
not.
going to be the 5 that I predicted.
I was
Um,
thinking it was a 3 win. I don't know why I'm an idiot. I was thinking they were going to win the 3rd game and be done.
no.
4 wins though.
No,
Okay.
Jimmy Butler's not gonna. He had to get 40 points on a triple
Dude.
double, 13 rebounds and 10 assists. I believe might
He
have been
played a hell of a
11.
game, man.
But also, AD only had 15 points. Dwight Howard had like 3 rebounds. LeBron only had 25 points, but I mean, he had a pretty solid game. I think that game is going to be the deciding factor for Finals MVP when it comes down to it, because LeBron showed up and he did not in one game.
I called AD last week when we were talking about it. I said AD's because he has that. Nobody can guard him in this series either. It's
True.
a lot similar to the Nuggets series. Like it's a little better, but not so much. And to me, every time they exploit Anthony Davis, that's the better chance they have of winning.
It's
Because
true.
LeBron, they're going to get as many people to good on him as possible. There's nobody like physically that can guard Anthony Davis.
They haven't exploited LeBron though yet, and I
No.
think that's the thing that's going to end up getting it because of that last game.
Mhm.
Yeah, he's going to come out with a vengeance.
He'll come out and they're going to get the Finals MVP on him.
Yeah.
I still say Lakers in 5. Jimmy Butler's not going to be able to repeat that performance, and even if he does, you're not going to have Dwight Howard and AD sucking. Markieff Morris is not going to be the second leading scorer on the team.
Right.
So
Former son.
Yeah, I give it 5. I didn't realize it was. I was thinking it was first of 3.
Yeah. Well, and that's what's weird about, if we could switch for a second, the baseball playoffs. It's 3, 5, 7, 7. Like for each round, it's best of 3, best of 5, best of 7, 7. That's strange to me because like you have to think that every time, especially if you have a team in it. Like if they go up, I don't know, 2-0 or something, and you go, well, that's it. Right. You know, that was it last round. And then you're like, no, you got to win one more game.
Yeah.
Okay.
right.
The NBA, was it 7 all rounds?
Yeah, it has been for a while.
Has it always been 7 all rounds? I thought it used to be the first 2 or 5, and then it was 7 for the
It
finals.
was 5 a while back, but it's been a while. How far back
You're
do you gotta
talking
go for
90s.
that?
Like
Yeah.
you got to go.
Really?
I think late 90s is
Like-
when you had the best of 5.
Like Jordan got swept 3-0 by the
Yeah.
Celtics. That was in like the late 80s, and I think you go.
7
I would
seems
say
a lot
maybe
for-
97 ish.
Well, I'll put it like this. I know the Suns playoff years by heart, and I know it wasn't alive in 2003 when they made the Western Conference Finals run.
Okay, because I thought I rememmered the switch happening.
Is
like,
it 3
since I've
rounds?
watched?
Yeah. Well,
Is it 3 rounds total?
16-8. No, 4. 16-8, 4-2.
Damn, 7's
Yeah.
a lot to play 4 in a row.
Well, especially when like this is a COVID year, so they're playing every other day, so it helps it move along smooth.
yeah.
You know, in a regular season, you're playing on Monday, then you're playing on like Friday,
Yeah.
then you're playing on like maybe
And
Monday.
you just got to think of the extending of the season at that point. If you're the team that gets to the finals
Mhm.
and you don't necessarily blow through the first 3 rounds, you know, when they go 6-7 games, that's a lot of extra basketball.
Mhm.
I don't know why I didn't realize that it was 7 the whole way. I thought that the first 2 or 5.
That's the
Or
one thing.
they had only in the finals was 7. I mean,
Yeah, it's the one thing I don't like
Wow.
about basketball is their playoffs last
long.
forever.
Yeah.
They're like 3 months long.
it goes into
worst.
June normally, and it starts in what, April?
Late.
No,
No, it is. It's like late the last week of April.
It's end of April.
oh yeah. I thought you were saying it started in June.
No, it starts the end of April, and then
Yeah.
it goes all the way to June.
Like mid-June.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's a long playoff season.
Yeah,
Yep.
I think in the very shortest, like if everything swept all the way through, the shortest it could be would be a month.
Yeah. Damn. That's a lot.
And you got to think it's a month for football, and they're
Yeah.
doing one game every week.
Every
You
week,
know what I
yeah.
mean?
I kind of like that though, because like the urgency and the vulnerability is on the line. You know, it's like
Oh.
you either play good or you're going home.
There's nothing better than playoff football,
Oh
in
yeah,
my opinion.
I agree. They've got the right setup.
Mhm.
Yeah. That's why I like March Madness so much too.
March
Yeah.
Madness is amazing.
Mhm.
And that's why you get those guys, those Cinderella stories that go real deep. You don't get a lot of that in the NFL, but every once in a
But-
while you get that Titans team or
Giants.
that Seahawks team, Giants.
With the NFL though, it really could
Packers.
be anyone though. Like because of the way that
Sure.
they're set up. Like you win one game. I mean, you make it through.
If you get
As a
hot at the
team, if
right
you have
time,
one bad game,
Yep.
you don't have an extra 3 games to come back and
No.
re-win. Like
if you get hot at the right time, I mean that's how the Giants won the Super Bowl when they beat the undefeated
18-0.
Patriots.
Yep.
It's how the Packers won. They won. They were basically in the playoffs. I think they had to win their last 2 to make it into the playoffs the year that they won.
Yep.
Titans last year, same type of thing. They had to win to get in, and then they just stomped everybody. They were amazing.
right.
And that's how
Yeah.
the Browns are going to be this year. Only we won't have to win in the regular season to get there.
Oh my God. this guy.
Dude, all right. So look,
He's delusional.
real quick before we get off of sports, I've looked at the rest of this schedule.
Oh, it's
cupcake, man.
You might get playoffs, but you're knocking out first round.
The only teams that challenge us, all right, that the Ravens should beat us. The Titans should beat us.
Mhm.
They should have last year too, though, and we beat the Ravens. So you never know what could happen with this
Yeah,
offense. But
that was a
regardless,
fluke.
let's just say that we lose those two. I would say the Steelers at this point have proven as much as us.
Mhm.
Could go either way.
Yeah, I think
Other
it's
than that,
pretty even between Browns and Steelers.
you've got the Redskins, you've got the Eagles, you've got the Bengals again. You've got
You gave him 10 wins or 11?
originally I think I said 10.
I gave him 9.
I was 8.
Okay, so then it was 10 because we went boom,
Oh,
boom,
that's
boom.
right. 8, 9, 10. Yeah.
But I looked at it today and I went back through it and I've got us winning 12 games. It's not going to happen, I know, but there's 12 games that should be won on that schedule.
I'll predict this. I'll say this. They will win 12 games if they play Dallas every week.
Right. Right. I don't give them 12 games. I think watching them play now, I might push 9 or 10
I'm
from my
sticking with
original
9.
8, but they're not winning 12 games. There's no way. You think they're going to pass first round of the playoffs? Originally, we said no. We said they were going to be out.
Totally depends on who we match up against. We're not beating the Chiefs.
No.
So if we somehow do win 11 games and we go in and we're playing against like
Bills is a good game.
Bills would be a really good game.
Great defense.
Bills, I think,
Bills
beat
has
us.
taken that,
I think the
yeah.
Bills beat us. I think we could beat Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
We could beat
Titans.
Colts.
Mhm.
You might beat the Titans
Titans is
just
gonna be
because they're
tough.
both so similar in terms of offense. It's just a matter of can they stop the run.
Yeah.
6 weeks off for Chubb, though. I mean, that might end up being okay, especially if Dearness Johnson can play like he did yesterday. Like
Yeah.
we
You
might
don't
not
think
miss
that
a
much?
beat.
You don't think that hurts them much?
It definitely hurts. I mean, you're losing a top tier running back, but the
Yeah,
way that
man.
Dearness Johnson was running yesterday, I know it was the Colts defense or the Cowboys defense, but
I don't know, man. I think it's a
I
bigger
think
hit
it's-
to them than you.
I think a
than you
lot of
are.
it is our scheme, though. I mean, Dontrell Hilliard was in there running crazy, and
Yeah.
like I said, I mean,
Which is a testament to our defense.
Right.
it's
Right.
definitely not a great defense, but
I just don't know. I say put them against a decent defense, and Chubb being out, it's going to hurt. But
I
we'll
think
see.
if you get a team that can shut down the pass, that's where it's going to affect them the most because then they're forced to run.
Mhm.
And like you're going to have to like
They have to run though. They need to be doing more running than passing.
yeah.
absolutely.
This game, the pass game was good, but they need to. Their run game is beneficial to them.
I agree.
With Baker.
And I think Hunt could be a starter on most NFL teams. Like there's no
Yeah.
debate about that.
Yeah.
He came from that. But like
rushing champion.
I think that's what concerns me about the Pittsburgh game in particular. It's like they can shut that pass down and they're going to test the Browns to see. We're going to find out how good the Browns are that day.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's going to be a good game. I think the Browns Steelers will be good games though.
Steelers have
Could go either way.
the most sacks in the league, at least as of last week before
Mhm.
the bye. So there's going to be a lot of pressure. Our offensive line, though, is one of the it's top 5 ranked in rushing and passing.
Yeah. Well, they're
Um,
giving him a lot of time to throw for
Yeah.
sure.
And Baker's had
Which he
2
needs.
games in a row with 100 quarterback rating or higher. So, I mean, he hasn't been blowing stuff away, throwing for 300 yards and 3 touchdowns,
Right.
but he hasn't had to. He's
he
just been
needs
efficient.
completions. Yeah, it's all he needs. He needs
7
completions
touchdowns to
and-
2 interceptions, I think, right now, or I think it's 7 total touchdowns. But yeah, man, he's been playing good.
Yeah.
And that's all I need him to be. I don't need him to be Patrick Mahomes.
I don't
No.
think he'll ever be that statistic quarterback. I think though, if you
No.
get a quarterback that just if he's consistent,
That's what I was gonna say.
Yep.
If he can just stay consistent, minimize the turnovers.
yeah.
And that's the thing.
He
is
had an
if-
awful turnover game turnover
year.
season last year.
Oh yeah.
So like he just needs to get away from that, be more consistent with the passes,
Yep.
get that chemistry going, which they obviously had a lot better chemistry this past week.
and so far he's been a high yardage guy at the end of the year. He's hitting
Yeah.
that 4,000 range. He's not going to be your 5,000 guy, but he can get 38 to 4,
Right.
26 touchdowns. That's
Yeah.
plenty. And
For the Browns, that's good.
and if he can do that, you can grow into something more if you need to. You keep Stefanski here and you grow within a system for once instead of changing every single
Yeah,
year.
you got to march consistency, dude. You have to.
He could be like an old school quarterback because nowadays it's like you got to go in and you got to be Patrick Mahomes right away. You
Mhm.
got to win the MVP within the first 2 years or you're done.
Yep.
But like, look at guys like Ben Roethlisberger. Yes, he won a Super Bowl when he was really young, but he was awful in that game and
Yeah.
that year. He was no good until about his third year is when he
Takes
finally
time.
started to turn around.
That's ownership with the Browns, though, because, and I've said that even like with the Cavs or just Cleveland as a whole, we quit, man.
Yeah.
We have a bad year and the coaches are out.
Yep.
And that's the Cavs have done it notoriously. The Browns have done it notoriously. You have to have failing years. You're going to need those because you're going to go through that. You're going to go through your rebuild years. You have new team. This is only in their third season with like this group of guys, and they're coming around. But it takes that consistency, and you need it in a coach also, not just the players. If you have to learn a completely new coaching style every season, when are you can't get that mesh.
And to piggyback off of what you said, it is tough because you have a fan base where the urgency is now. It's they want to win now because of everything they've been through. And like, that's and that's what I think's driven out a lot of quarterbacks like Brian Hoyer and a couple other names to boot. I still stand by Brian Hoyer. I think that that next season was his to lose.
Cleveland stood by Brian Hoyer. That was Haslam's stupid fault for listening to a homeless man and starting Johnny Manziel.
I mean, he was 7-4 under that previous year, man. It's like, look, if he goes 0-16 in the next year, fine.
Right.
Then we dump him.
They just need consistent winning seasons. They're not a dominating team yet. That's just clear. After watching that documentary that you shared with us.
Oh yeah.
That's just Cleveland isn't that dominating team.
Nope.
But if they can just consistently have a winning season, you start to build hope. And that's all that we need. We're not going to be a multi Super Bowl champion team, but just get us to a playoffs occasionally. I say us because I'm in Ohio. Not me.
He's gonna remember this.
Not me. Cleveland.
You are not welcome.
That's fine. That's fine. They're not gonna be that team. I don't see ever. But if we can just at least win, some games. I mean, keep people happy.
If they're competitive, I think Browns fans will be happy. They just don't want to lose, 13, 14 games a year.
Right.
Yeah, I think that there's not a lot of like really challenging teams going forward. We'll be happy to get into the playoffs, even if we beat up on the scrubs that are left. But
playoff game for the Browns is when's the last time that happened?
2002.
Yeah. I mean, that'd be great.
Second longest streak in sports.
Right.
And I was in Canada for that game, and we got shellacked.
Yeah, Steelers, right?
Yeah, they came back and won. We had a lead on them.
Yeah,
I remember that game.
Fucking sucked.
Tim Couch.
God, they've had the most quarterbacks ever. I forget about half these people because they've
Kelly
had
Holcomb.
I have a Tim Couch pennant in my room at my school.
Couch.
It's great.
Who was the one that was from Akron U?
Charlie Fry.
Charlie Fry.
Hottest sister ever.
When got traded to Oakland. I remember I saw that on that billboard that they put up right before you get to 76. It was like brand new. And that popped up there. I was like, what the fuck?
Dude, they've had so many.
Spurgeon win.
I think we've got like 28 since 99, something like that. I couldn't name them all.
What's the longest standing quarterback?
Tim Couch.
More recently.
Before Baker, Tim Couch.
Really? How many seasons?
They gave him
4 or 5.
They gave him 5.
He lasted a little while
because he got injury. He got messed up. That
got
line gave him no help.
That dude had like broken ribs, broken thumbs. I think he broke his leg one time. Like he
What's
got
on average
up.
that's not normal, right? For a team to have that short time frames.
The average NFL player lasts 3 years, but it's not normal for your quarterback to be
3 years on a team.
Yeah,
that's the average, really.
But that's because you got to look at, how many stars are going to be on this team. So look at it.
Yeah.
You're going to keep Myles Garrett forever. You're going to keep Jarvis Landry, Odell. Like we have a lot of superstar talent people now.
Right.
So it's a kind of an anomaly, but
on average,
look at
all
Jacksonville though. Like
that makes sense.
Gardner Minshew, if he doesn't continue to blow it up, he'll be gone. Like Leonard Fournette, he lasted for a couple years.
Yeah.
He's gone.
Yeah.
Jalen Ramsey, one of the top players in the league, he's gone.
Is it pretty normal for a player to get drafted or whatever, play through one contract and then never play?
If they're not happy, they're not going to stay. It don't matter how much money you offer them. And that's the case with most sporting.
Well, not even that, but because of that no one wants to. Like, is it often that players get that hype and like, yeah, we're going to draft them. They play their 3-4 year contract and then they're just not as good as they anticipate, and
you're just gone.
They're just gone.
Yeah,
because nobody else
happens.
Yeah, I mean, there's a
lot of
people,
players on teams, and you don't hear that many consistent names. There's got people coming and going a lot.
It's rare that you're going to have somebody that doesn't play well for, let's say, 2 or 3 years, and then gets picked up somewhere else and revitalizes their career.
Yeah,
you're much more likely to be good, get a contract somewhere else, and then blow it.
Yeah.
And then you got to think about the physical toll too on top of that.
Absolutely,
so like you could be good, you could be an all-star like Travis Frederick was, our star center for so many years.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden your career's cut prematurely because, the injuries stack up.
Yeah.
Frederick suffered 3 different concussions and he had enough. He took his ball and he went home.
Yeah.
I feel like he earned it
I was gonna say I don't blame him
because
though.
at the
Like,
time we were the best offensive line in football.
football beats your ass, man.
Yeah.
Like nothing else. That hockey probably like you're getting your ass handed to you every week.
Yep.
It's gotta just feel awful. It's like being a UFC fighter.
Yeah.
Like it's gotta just feel awful.
The only difference is
Every
being
Sunday.
a UFC fighter, you only get your ass kicked maybe twice,
Once-
3
let's
times a
say,
year.
Yeah.
Possibly.
Every Sunday. Well, 16 Sundays.
Mhm.
And that's the thing is you've
Takes a
got
toll on you.
for every single Odell, Julio Jones, Michael Thomas that's going to be there for 10 to 15 years.
Right.
You have a million, like,
Yeah.
I don't even fucking know. I mean,
Small name people that you
Damian Ratleys that
Right.
are fighting to stay off of the practice squad and could be cut next year.
Yeah. That's crazy. Sports as a whole, it's just weird. Anything else for sports?
That's all I got for sports today.
Cool. Let's do Made to Motivate quick because that's not going to be like a big segment.
Okay.
We'll do a little follow up with something we talked about with Jesse previously.
Let's do this.
Just do it! Don't let your dreams be dreams. Yesterday, you said tomorrow. So just do it! Make your dreams come true! Just do it!
Oh, Spicoli.
You will always be the best Spicoli. I watched Disturbia the other day again.
Oh, yes.
So good.
I watch it all the time, but like I just happened to just watch it, and I started watching Honey Boy today.
Oh, yeah.
I haven't watched that yet, but I was drawing. I just like turned it on, but I actually need to go back and like watch it.
You have to focus on that movie.
Yeah, I shouldn't have put it on in the background. Made to Motivate. So we briefly mentioned, like we started to mention a couple weeks ago, a project that Jesse's working on for his school. We kind of had to put a kibosh to that temporarily until we got a little bit more detail and stuff. So Jesse's going to fill us in on a project he's working on down in the Canton area where he works.
Yep.
What's going on? What are you guys doing?
So my principal has always had like a vision of bringing career tech and stuff to my building because we're an alternative ed school. So most of my kids, a lot of them are placements, but some of them get expelled and sent to us, or they're just way past the point of being able to graduate with their credits, whatever. But we've always said that those are the types of places where we need, trade.
Yeah.
Because they're probably not going to go to college.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever had a single student go to college, and I've been there for 6 years.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So
Wow.
it's just not something that happens down there, and people treat it as if like, okay, well, go get your high school diploma, and then maybe you can make something with your life and go to college. And they have no idea of how to even do that, and they pretty much don't have the ability to do that at this point. There's just too many gaps in their education, whatever. So we've been fighting to get trade stuff. They have it at McKinley, but they're not allowed to go back there. Once you come down to my building, they're not allowed to return. So they can't be in automotive. They can't be in cosmetology. They can't be in culinary. They have a couple other things, but they can't be a part of any of that. So no sports, no nothing. And we've always wanted to do that. So we had the idea of doing a horticulture type of thing, like growing your own food, learning how to use like a greenhouse, how to do like farming, just random stuff that you might be able to use in your own life, but then also you could find a job to do it somewhere down there. And we wanted to grow a greenhouse. So I was all on board for it. I'm like, if we got to start with that, like, that's cool. And the reason we chose that is because like, that's something that was cheap enough that we thought we would be able to do it. We could build it on like a big playground area that doesn't get used.
Right.
It takes effort too, so everybody's involved.
Right.
Do you guys have a place for it? Like, is it going to be on property or is it going to be an off-site?
Our property, it's an old elementary school building. We moved in like 15 years ago or something. So the playground equipment is all for like kids, doesn't get used for anything. So we have a giant concrete area with a bunch of like, just like typical elementary school stuff.
Yeah.
And then we have a huge area that's just grass for like a baseball field.
Okay.
But it doesn't get used for anything.
Yeah.
So we're planning on putting it back there. It's like 24 by 36 is the ultimate goal, is the size that we want to do. And it's about 80 grand.
2 feet by 3 feet, right?
What? But I don't even know. But
24 inches by 36 inches, 2
No,
feet by 3 feet.
no. God
I
damn.
never said I was a math teacher.
I'm not a math teacher. But so it would be $80,000 for us to like turn the lights on and start class.
Yeah.
That's like all of our lights, our equipment, our plants, our building, the actual facility, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So we started it off with a GoFundMe. Because I was just like,
Jesse jumped the gun a little bit.
I did. Well, so I mean, I figured in my mind, if people donate their money and it goes to me, I can just be like, here's a check,
Right.
you know, like, why does that matter?
Yep.
Apparently that's not the case. So he reached out to our board of whatever, superintendent, whoever handles this stuff.
Yeah.
And they said, you know, there's a problem with going with GoFundMe. Mind you, we raised over $1,000 in a single day.
Yep.
So now I have to tell everybody when I've got like all this momentum, I'm like, hey, let's not give any more
Pump the
money
brakes.
because they take a percentage off of your GoFundMe.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I don't want to get like $15,000 then have to pay 3% of that if I could just hold off
Yeah.
everybody for a second. So basically they don't want you using GoFundMe because technically if I wanted to, I could be like, oh yeah, we've got this greenhouse thing and then pocket $80,000.
Start a GoFundMe. Yeah.
But like,
Whoops.
So he told me to take, you know, a back seat on it, hold tight. And we've already given it a name. We've given it like, you know, a lot of press getting out there and stuff. And we found out that we have to use something called Donors Choose, which is basically the same kind of concept of like a funding, but instead you order materials ahead of time on a list, kind of like a wedding.
Oh, it's like a registry.
Like a registry.
So you guys can
yes.
say you need like grow lamps and people can go on them and buy them for you.
Yes. So
Okay.
you know exactly what your money is going to be
That's
used
cool, though.
for. The only issue is you can't build a building that way. There's no
Right.
Lowe's or Home Depot on there for me to say, hey, there's lumber, whatever.
So what do you guys do for that?
So what we're planning on doing is we're going to break it up into phases. Phase 1 is going to be happening this year. We're calling it Gardens for Urban Jungles. And it is going to be in just one of our classrooms. We're going to modify an entire room to turn it into a grow room for
Nice.
the first thing. So we're going to get our lamps, our supplies, and everything this year. We're going to be itemizing a list this week on that.
Cool.
So once we have all of that stuff, we'll be able to get the list up to share to everybody. And this is for, you know, high risk urban kids.
Yeah.
And once we do that,
or help keep them out of, you know, after school programs,
Right.
give them something to work towards.
yeah. And we, once we are done with that, then hopefully next year we already partner with a group called Project Rebuild, where they teach kids basically
I've
how
heard
to
of them,
grow
yeah.
a home. Like they
They do
grow a
home building and stuff.
They build a home from the ground up. So
Mhm.
kids learn how to put in a floor, walls, ceilings, electrical, all types of stuff.
Yeah.
Like I think everything but plumbing. And they might even do that. But so the goal is we're hoping that we can partner with them to say, hey, we've got all this stuff. It's been really successful. We want you to build this on our site with
Yeah.
the kids that you're already using. So
Yeah.
they would get the free labor. We'd find a way to get the materials if they don't
Yeah.
already have like access to donations for that. But yeah, so phase 1 right
so
now.
would you guys be able to partner with them for them to raise the money for material for you guys?
Possibly. I think
Yeah.
they already have a way of getting material because that's like their whole thing.
Yeah.
But I'm not 100% sure.
probably
We
get
haven't
stuff
gotten to
donated
that
to
point yet where
them.
you have to reach out to them and talk to them about that. But
Makes sense.
we want to get everything in the building for now. And then I guess we'll just kind of see how it goes from there.
Yeah.
But yeah, so
Very cool.
we just got to get something for these kids because we've had, I mean, it's been a pretty shitty year in Akron and in Canton as far as like violence and stuff goes, but we've had 4 of my former students killed or shot.
That's crazy,
3
dude.
killed, 1 shot since the beginning of the year. And I'm just tired of it.
Yeah.
So,
The old way is not working. Let's
No.
find a new avenue.
and a lot of those kids that did get shot, like I knew them personally, and like
Yeah.
they're not terrible gangbanging, like awful kids. It's just stupid stuff. I don't know what, I mean, I know what leads to it, but I don't know what happens once they leave us. We don't have that ability to talk to them every day and
Yeah.
try to fix those things. So
Disconnect.
if I can give them a way of, you know, getting a skill, like I
Yeah.
know I've talked to a couple of people already and they're like, well, what the hell are they going to do? They're learning how to grow plants, but it's like, it's exposure to hobbies and stuff that you didn't have before that you don't have any idea of. And if this goes well, then maybe we do get automotive, you know, maybe we do get a
That's
sports
what
team. Maybe we do get culinary.
That's what I was gonna say. If you guys can get this to work out, I wonder if you could figure out partnering with other industries in the community to like maybe have a barber come once a week and you
Yeah.
guys host like a barber class and they can learn how to cut hair. I think auto tech would be hard because
you need like a
like
facility.
Yeah, like you could, if you had them go to an automotive shop, they're not gonna have the time to teach them.
right.
Like a barber, like that's something where they could come to the school for a couple hours once a week.
Yep.
Yeah.
And like even though that's only so many classes over the year. At least it
No,
gives them
but-
exposure to
And
it.
that's the thing that we want to do, because like
It's a mobile
If
profession.
they gain-
a ton of
if
my
they gain
kids say that
interest
they
in
want to
it.
be barbers, and I'm like, good, you can make a ton of money doing that. Like I know people
Absolutely.
personally that make a ton of money doing that.
Yeah, dude.
And if you can learn that skill, there you
can
go.
easily make 50, 60 grand being a barber.
Easily.
Like easy.
And
So
you can do the same thing with, any of that stuff.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
that's cool though. I mean, it's something that we need more of. I think we've talked about that before. Like I think trade, we talked about it with Sean last week. Because he went to trade school and stuff after high school to do his automotive upholstery stuff.
Mhm.
And I think that the trade school industry is very underutilized. Everyone pushes college, but there's so much you can do with just a 2-year technical degree
Yep.
in an automotive or barber or whatever it is. Like that stuff needs pushed more. It's less expensive. You get into an industry that's needed, like electricians and stuff right now is a huge industry.
Yeah.
You don't have to do the 4-year degree. I think that our education system as a whole, even from like middle school up, needs overhauled. Curriculums, what we teach. There's so much life lesson stuff.
Do you think we're teaching the wrong thing?
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, and that's the thing too, is people always talk about like the economy,
Yep.
like, oh, we've got to bring the economy back. We have to get manufacturing jobs and this and that. And like, sure, the automotive industry employs a lot of people. Amazon employs a lot of people,
Yep.
but the economy is built on the backbone of places like LaBelle's Barbershop
Yep.
and local restaurants and stuff like that.
Yep.
Like, those are the places that are going to hire in 5, 6, 7 people that are going to keep the money in your community and build
Absolutely.
where you are up. And Canton needs to be built up.
Yep.
So we don't need people leaving and going and getting jobs somewhere else. We need jobs here.
Yeah. We need to change our electives versus our curriculum based courses.
Mhm.
I think what we teach as curriculum based stuff in middle and high school could be flopped to stuff that can be an elective. Like you don't need to, like, I think taking like a science class, an oceanography or a biography or something like that should be an elective. That should be
Mhm.
something you choose to want to do in college because you're interested in, you want to do it.
Right.
It has no place or necessity in a high school.
Yeah.
Like you're not learning any life skill from that.
Yeah.
High school, like the purpose of an education, like I feel like, is to be able to prepare yourself for life after school. Me learning how to dissect a freaking rat isn't teaching me anything.
No.
And like history, like I get wanting to learn about our world history and learn about our country and stuff, but we put so much focus on it that does us no good after school.
Well, and the thing is like you pretty much know what you want to do by the
Yeah.
time you're a junior in high school.
Right.
You might not know exactly, but you're going to know
Some
whether or
idea.
not you're planning on going to college or if you're planning on cutting
Yep.
hair. And if you know, like, hey, you know what? I know college isn't working for me.
Right.
Look at my grades. I'm a CD student, but hey, I'm really, really good at working with wood or working with,
Yep.
I'm great at HVAC, or I just love to cook and I think I could maybe become a chef or something like that.
Right.
Then you should be able to pursue that avenue.
There needs
You
to
should be
more focus
taking
on that.
a business class, learning about business loans and going forward that way.
Yep.
You should be able to take advanced classes. Like, okay, you're in culinary. You shouldn't be able to just do 1 year of that.
Right.
If you want to pursue that, then that should be leading you into jobs
Yeah.
in some other course somewhere else. And that's the biggest problem with education is
I
the kids
agree.
that aren't college bound are the ones that are going to be left behind, and they turn into statistics where, hey, we've got to hit this testing number so that our district looks good.
Yep.
And that's bullshit.
Yep. Prepare everybody for life after college,
Yeah.
not just the people that want to go to college. You need to teach finances. You need to teach about taxes. You need to teach about any life skill stuff, cooking and health. Like that's the stuff that we need to prepare our children for. And then if you want to go further, then you go to a college or you go to a trade school. But some of the stuff we learn is just so pointless. I don't need to know freaking physics.
Right.
Never use it.
I think it's such an outdated model that, yeah, you're right. Like it kind of needs to be, I hate to use the word remixed, but like it really does. It needs to be, addressed for a contemporary audience.
Yeah.
Like our world's changed so much in terms of, what jobs have come and gone, over the years and what's kind of deemed more important now than maybe it was 10, 20 years ago.
We got to teach you this math because you're not going to have a calculator with you everywhere. Well,
Right.
I do.
Yeah.
And that was true when they told me that.
And now
but it's not.
I can take a
now.
picture of it with my calculator and it'll do it for me. I mean,
Right.
they have apps where I
Yeah.
can scan this room and I know exactly the length of your
Yeah.
wall. I don't even got to measure anymore.
I've got a measuring tape built into my phone.
Yep.
I literally can just point at the corner and point at the corner. It says, all right, that's 15 feet. And not that you shouldn't learn basics. You still need to learn the basic math. You need to learn basic measuring and stuff, but not as an in-depth.
But even with like when we were digging the holes for your deck,
right?
And we were sitting there and we were trying to figure out why is this off? And I'm sitting there and I was like, dude, Pythagorean theorem, a squared, b squared. We did the math.
Still didn't work.
It didn't work because our stuff was still not perfectly on.
Right.
Like we had to figure it out ourselves.
Yep.
So it just is what it is. Nothing's going to be clear cut perfect unless you're working in a lab or something like situation. That. And those kids know where they're going anyways. They're the ones blowing through high school.
Right. So we need to set people up for a better opportunity to be successful.
But yeah.
And especially in the education departments like yours, where you're at higher risk, like we really need to realign the focus that those kids have to set them up to be able to do something.
Well, plus those are the kids that people complain about when they do become 20 years old and they shoot each other, or they become addicted to drugs, or they rob a house and go to jail for 10 years. And they go, well, where were their parents? Where were they this or that? Their parents were 15 years old when they were raising them, and they didn't know what to do. And so now these kids were raising themselves because they were left behind the ball. So if you want to fix your communities, you don't focus on the kid that's going to go to college at Ohio State and then move out to California or something. You focus on the kid that's going to be stuck in that area, who might open up a barbershop and do better and teach his kids better and break that cycle.
And invest more in the community like that, you know, that cycle repeats over and over.
It's not a one size fits all. Education isn't a one size fits all.
No.
It's different by community, by state, the demographic of where you live. Like, if we need to be able to focus it on that.
You talk about like taxes in your area, my roads are shitty and this and that. It's because you work out of the city.
Right. Right.
You need to get these kids jobs so that they can start a business in the city. That's how you improve it.
Right.
I don't know, but
it's frustrating.
So we'll have more information in terms of how to donate and stuff, probably next week, hopefully.
Cool.
They're supposed to have had an answer for us over the weekend, and I wasn't at work today, so I didn't get that answer. But hopefully when I go in tomorrow, I'll be able to get all that stuff. And once I have it squared away, we will get that going. So that's Gardens for Urban Jungles. And we will hopefully get that going by the end of the year. It'll be a success.
Yeah. Really cool. Good update. We'll share all the info with you guys once we have more from Jesse. And then we figure out some way to assist and help out. So, Hollywood Report.
We can do that.
Hollywood Report.
That's why I was kind of getting the links ready here. One of this pages pissed me off.
Fucking pages.
My God! Okay, it's happening. Everybody stay calm. What's the procedure, everyone? What's the procedure? Stay calm! Wait. Everybody calm down! No. News team, assemble!
Hollywood Report. Christopher, what do we got going on in the movie, video games, music world?
Well, as is the case for the last 8 months or so, it's more downtrodden news. Cineworld CEO recently came out this week and said he is shutting down all Regal cinemas nationwide as of Thursday. After Thursday's showing, they will be shut down at least until spring of 2021.
So not permanently.
No, that's the big rumor right now.
I knew that, but the way that everyone's posting it, people are like, oh my God, they're closing movie theaters.
Well, and those are clickbait articles because they say shutting down. You know, they don't say when.
News is clickbait.
Yeah. Gentlemen, is this a good idea? Was it even a good idea to open them in the first place now that we've had time to look back on it?
I think closing makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, at this point, it's a given. Like, they're not going to sustain the rest of the year through COVID on historical films or past films, whatever you want to call it. You know, movies that have already been released.
Yeah.
And with James Bond,
No Time to Die,
canceling, I mean, they have nothing to live off for this year. So do I agree with them closing? Absolutely. As far as reopening, I was pumped. I think all of us were super excited for them to reopen and get back to that like normalcy of having movies, at least something to do. I feel like they probably had the same thought. Like, we're being precautious. You know, we've got things in place. You can come out and see a movie and be safe still. To probably their same accord, I didn't think that people were still going to be that terrified that they wouldn't go to a theater and sit, you know, kind of by themselves for the most part, you know. So it sucks. I mean, it really sucks. I think we saw it coming.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully, it's like, what do you do though as a Regal for the next 6 months to a year?
Yeah.
You know, at this point, I don't know what kind of income or residual income that they have when they're not open, that they're making money?
What the article that I read here on Entertainment Weekly, they basically said, so they make nothing when it's not running. Anything that they make is from stocks, basically, pretty much. Outside of that, though, the reason for this closing is essentially they were losing money. So now you're playing the game of you're not making money versus you're losing money.
Absolutely.
So
which makes sense.
Yeah.
Now the time's to buy stock.
That's what I was going to say.
Stock, man. Now it's time to buy some fucking Regal stock if you want in, because as a shareholder, you got to think people are going to dump. People are going to unload. They're closing for the next year, 6 months to a year.
Be cheap.
Hop on.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that they went about it the wrong way. Not necessarily that they shouldn't have opened, but if you got to be able to reach out to these production companies and know whether or not these movies are going to make it or not. So if they're going to get all pushed back to 2021, they should have been able to have that relationship, to have that conversation in the first place.
I don't think anybody knew till Tenet, though. Like,
I was going to say, do you think people would have? Do you think that the production companies would have said, "We're not going to release"?
But even
and then
that,
risk
that's
them saying like, "Oh, we're going to close," without them saying that they're going to not release.
That's what I'm saying, though, in terms of how they like handled it, because
Yeah.
every single year during the NBA finals, there's always some like B-list crap movie that they always edit the players in. Like, you remember there was like
I know what you're talking about.
There's an X-Men movie and LeBron goes up and he catches on fire and dunks the ball and they're like, go and see X-Men. And then like
cheap.
But they like pour into marketing for that.
Yeah.
You didn't get any of that for anything. Tenet wasn't a movie that was going to blow up on a blockbuster budget anyways. So they should have gone forward with, it could have been Tenet, it could have been Wonder Woman, it doesn't matter what it was, but they needed to be out there to tie in return to the movies, the big, huge, the deep voice man. It's time to return to the movies and see the block. But like, you don't have any of that. You had trailers, but those trailers needed to incorporate movie theaters are opening back up soon, like safety, blah, blah, blah. Like,
right.
And there was no promotion. Like, we're big movie people. So we knew like, I'm there. I guarantee you there are people that don't even realize that the movie, like, they know they're open, but like they don't know that there's anything really out there to watch.
There's some who don't. Like, my readers bring that up to me all the time. They go, I didn't even know that the theaters were open right now.
And there's no way of knowing. There's nothing on the radio. There's nothing on, like I said, there's nothing on the TV. And right now, sports is the biggest thing going on right now. You had baseball going, basketball going, and football going. You should have been pouring that stuff in. I mean, imagine the ads for Tenet had they done that for the NBA, where you see LeBron running forward for a dunk on one side and somebody's running backwards from defense on the other, and they edited it in really cool. You could have done so much cool stuff and gotten the word out that you were going to open way beforehand. See the movie coming at the end of this month, like blah, 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 and then open it up.
To their defense also, though, I mean, I absolutely agree, but also I think that in their point, they're like, we're going to spend this money, and then I don't think they knew when they were going to open. I don't think they could know because
it kept getting moved.
Everything kept changing. Yeah. So it's like that date, they could have filmed that, but they couldn't announce a date in it because then they would have to remake it. Like, the whole thing was fucked. It was. I don't think that they had a chance from the start, as with a lot of industries, like, I don't think that the movie going formula or fans is as big as it used to be anyways, even outside of COVID.
Yeah.
And then you strap that on with it also.
I think
anybody following suit? AMC?
Well, and that was that's what I was going to bring up. So the interesting question for me isn't really with Regal. The interesting question for me is with Cinemark. Yeah. So like Cinemark, as of right now, they have no plans to close. And what's interesting about that is when you compare their biggest competition worldwide, you've got Regal Cinemas as the second biggest. AMC is the third biggest. AMC came out with an article recently, I think on Forbes, and they said they have 6 months left of revenue before they close for good. Jesus. Like, I'm not talking temporary till spring. I'm saying AMC is gone and a thing of the past. So
they've been talks that they were going to sell anyways. Wasn't that them, or was that Regal?
That was AMC for the longest time. They're in trouble big.
Regal did sell, right? Just a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
To this company, this European company,
Cineworld, because they ran. They're mostly out of Europe, Cineworld, and their model was similar to Regal's, and they felt they could take over ours and have no problem. They're the company that came up with the $10 or $18, movie plan.
Yeah,
much.
They are superior to us, but they've got 8,000 cinemas compared to our like 28,000 cinemas.
That's true. Yeah. It's not even a flea on the table.
Right.
But to me, it's like so now you have Cinemark.
Yeah,
they're the only game in town. do they say to hell with it and say, look, we might lose money, but we're the only game in town. We're the only escapism.
That's what I was going to say. At this point, they have no competition.
Yeah.
You know, like we're, for the most part, I mean, for me anyways, I was going to a Cinemark over Regal anyways, but now anyone that was going to a Regal previously has no other choice.
Yeah.
I feel like they've got to see a slight increase. I don't know if it's going to be enough to make a difference for them, but
it makes me wonder for like the smaller ones too, like Kent Cinemas. I know you were talking about last week that they're kind of having their perils.
They're struggling too. I mean, because I think that's an independently. They're not a single. They're based out of their parent company is based out of Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
So they've got cinemas there. But yeah, I mean, they are a family-owned per se, small movie company, and you got to think they're getting a huge hit for movies in general. And then you've got to think that it's a college-based town and there's no one in school or on campus. And they used to do a lot of promos like student ID nights for college kids and stuff where they generate revenue that way.
Yeah.
They have nothing they have no one to play with at this point.
Yeah.
You know, so I know that they're having a hard time, and they just dumped a ton of money into remodeling that whole place.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It looks great.
Because they went to luxury recliners and all that stuff. So, I mean, that sucks.
Same thing with the bistro down in Canton.
Right.
Cinemark, not a small place, but they
but I mean, all that money
that.
you invest and then for nothing, you know, to have no return on it. That's I hope they can pull through. I mean, just in general, it's rough.
Steph and I went to go see Hocus Pocus over the weekend because it's our favorite Halloween movie ever.
Yeah.
And we had a decent amount of people in there. There was probably,
where'd you see it at?
Cinemark on Portage.
Okay.
Maybe 30 to 40 people in there, which solid crowd for that, you know, that movie.
Yeah.
But I asked the manager whenever we went in there, I said, hey, you know, I used to work at a movie theater. Like, if you guys improved your attendance at all, even for, you know, Tenet or any of the big stuff. And she was like, no. She goes, occasionally we'll get the people who rent out the whole theater, and that does okay. But
even at that $100,
you're
that's
making
nothing. They're making no money.
But I think to Jesse's point, like, so you look at something like Hocus Pocus, and right now is the perfect time to play that. Obviously, I think theaters need to look at that. They need to think ahead of the game and go like, look, Halloween is a horror month. Maybe we bring in more horror movies, you know,
like where you went, you know, they played the Halloweens. Like, it's going to bring people.
Yeah.
But it's like, how many gimmicks do you have that you can kind of play off of outside of Halloween and Christmas?
Well,
Thanksgiving, there's not like Thanksgiving, they rely on big hits. There's not anything gimmicky you can do around Thanksgiving for movies.
But that's the perfect thing, though, is like you can't play things that, like, you would think that like The Dark Knight would do really well because people would want to, oh my God, I got to go see it on the big screen.
Yeah.
But that's something that everybody has at home that they've all seen 30 times at this point.
It's on TV. It's on Netflix.
Hocus Pocus, though, that's something on TV, but you don't have the ability to just go and see that whenever you want to. And it's just kind of like one of those movies that's everybody loves it, but it's kind of obscure. You don't really get to see it all that much. Like, you've got to put some classics on there that people don't have. Like, you can't play Titanic and expect to sell out. You got to get those movies that people don't watch all the time at home, but it's still good enough that you'll go and see it.
Maybe those rare theater treats that you can't picture on a big screen.
Exactly. Like something
or just
like
to this point, like a gimmick, like because you're playing into the holiday. Right. So for Halloween, you've got a ton that you can do.
But like, you shouldn't put Halloween on there because everybody's seen it. You got to go with something that like,
but I think even that, I think people would see it just because, like, I wanted to go to the drive-in real bad because to see that, like, outside at a drive-in would just be creepy, and it like kind of plays into that
ambiance.
Obviously not everything is going to work in a Halloween situation, but I think like a Halloween might, like an original Halloween, like you wouldn't play like a Friday the 13th number 6 or 7, you know, later on, but maybe the original one you could play and people might go and see it
on a Friday the 13th.
Yeah. Christmas, there's tons that you could do. You play like National Lampoons.
Yep.
I'll go see that in the theater.
A Christmas Story is rare on the big screen.
Yeah, like see that in the theater. I'd probably
that would do well.
Yeah, I'd go. That I want to go see, but I'd go see National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation on the big screen.
Yeah.
But when this news was revealed, I looked over my list because I keep a list on my computer for upcoming releases, so I know what I'm reviewing every week.
Yeah.
We are down to 5 theatrical films left for the year that have not been moved.
Have you met your quota for the year? Oh, you did a while ago.
Well, yeah, I met the successful reviews.
So fuck it.
I'm gonna have around 100 to 105 is probably what it's gonna be.
Take vacation.
I wish I could
call it a year.
But Dune got moved today too. That wasn't part of my news, but I wanted to talk about that anyway. Dune was the biggest movie we had left after Bond. So,
and that's like
what are
end
the
of
5
2021, right?
Anything worth seeing?
The biggest one we have is probably Free Guy, which is the Ryan Reynolds movie coming out in December.
I want to see that. That's the video game
where
movie?
He plays a video game character.
I really want to see that too.
You have that.
It looks fun.
You have
no. It's like a Ready Player One type movie to me.
I'm one of the few people that is not a very big Ryan Reynolds guy.
Oh, I like him.
You have a Vince Vaughn horror movie coming out on Friday the 13th of November. Does not look good. Yeah, it's called Freaky. It's a play on the Freaky Friday formula.
Yeah. That's not going to do good at all.
You have a movie I was actually looking forward to next week. Liam Neeson is in a movie called Honest Thief. I'm a sucker for Liam Neeson action movies.
Yeah.
So yeah, he plays this thief who basically turns himself in, but he has some stipulations first along the way. And he's talking with this police sergeant. So yeah, you have a few movies here and there spread.
And these are supposed to be actual theater based.
Yeah. Coming out to the theater.
Haven't not laid them or anything?
No, like the Liam Neeson one, they're still saying it was supposed to hit Thursday at Regal's. I guess I'm gonna go see it at Cinemark now.
Yeah.
So
interesting.
Yeah.
You'll have to hit some Netflix or streaming based stuff to review.
I got that like documentary for sure this week is gonna happen. Yeah, I don't know, man. The future's uncertainty right now. I don't know.
There was a I turned it on yesterday, and much like Honey Boy, I put it on the background and didn't, but I'm going to go back and watch it.
Mm-hmm.
It's a newer war movie with Orlando Bloom, The Outpost. Have you heard of that? Might want to check that out. Might be worth
a war movie. Yeah.
It's based in Afghanistan, based off true stories and stuff. It from the little bit I was like hearing and paying attention to while I was working, it seemed like it was pretty good. I'm going to go back and rewatch it.
I love
it seemed like
war
pretty
films.
action packed. Yeah. Especially ones that are based around true stories.
Yeah. That The Five Bloods, that Spike Lee movie earlier this year, it was probably one of my 20 favorite films this year.
For sure.
So my second piece of news this week is Stranger Things season 4 has continued production again. They are teasing a bunch of surprises, including possible time travel for this season.
Are they building a DeLorean?
I don't know. I don't know how that works, but they're hinting that this may explain why Hopper is over in Russia as opposed to, being in America in the first place. You guys excited for Stranger Things, or has it grown stale?
Meh.
Yeah, I like it. I'm excited. I think that it's kind of dwindled a little bit storyline wise. Like, I'm curious to see how long they're going to draw it out. But I enjoy the characters more so than anything. So I think that's what keeps me going. It's just what they've built in like the character building,
the dynamics.
Yeah,
I agree with that.
I enjoy that part more than anything. And I like that sci-fi-ish type movie. So or show. It's got me. I'll watch it. I'll watch season 4.
Yeah, Steph and I just recently rewatched everything, and I mean, it's still good.
Yeah.
And I'm excited for season 4. I'll watch it all. I'll probably binge it all in a week. But like, 1 is still the best. 2 is still the second best. 3 is the third best.
Worse,
and it's going to get worse, I think, still, because the first one relied so much on that 80s nostalgia. And it was just like, damn, this is so good with the music and the kids and
but
the
it was
blah, blah, blah.
subtle. It wasn't like,
right. It wasn't in your face.
The third season, it feels like a gimmick. Like, oh, here's a Coke. Here, take this Coke.
Yes.
Yeah,
here's new Coke. Have a new one. Like,
yeah,
the whole thing. And I don't know. And I think I'm just 80s out. Like, it had its run of like everything had an 80s theme for like a year or two, where it was just like boom, 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 boom. And like Wonder Woman's doing it now too. And it's just like, I'm kind of done with the 80s whole, retro head back thing. Like, let's get something else.
Fantastic, man.
I love the 80s.
Were either of you guys born in the 80s? Like, were you?
Yeah.
Okay, we're the same, aren't we?
Yeah.
Like, we're the same age.
We're close to the same age. Jesse's 90s.
What, like 82?
Get the fuck out of here. When are you born?
92.
Yeah. Okay.
85.
So, but I mean, even outside even being born, there's so much good stuff released in the 80s. But yeah, I agree with Jesse's point. It's gotten worse. I think also kind of like that initial just hype kind of worn off. It was something new. It was really well done.
Yeah.
And our demographic, I mean, we're older probably for the normal demographic for that show, I'd probably say. So I think it's kind of lost some of its luster to us, but
I think the teens still like it.
Yeah, that's what I say. Like, we're in the older tier of that demographic for that type of show.
Yeah.
But they did a good job with the characters and stuff, and I enjoyed that. So
yeah. I'll watch it for sure.
Yeah, I'll probably watch it till it's done.
I think my biggest issue with it is because there's no real stakes at this point.
That's my biggest problem.
They're just like drawing out.
We haven't had like a meaningful death. Like, we lost
Barb's the biggest one.
Right.
Maybe.
Barb. And then, I mean, it was sad watching Bob die in the second one.
Yeah.
But you almost knew as soon as he came in, like, when they got into that shit at the end, you're like, okay, like, if somebody's going to die, it's going to be Bob.
It's Sean Astin, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then in the third season, you got Billy, who died, but nobody really liked him that much.
I liked Billy.
I liked Billy, but like,
I loved Billy's
had a good arc.
character.
There were a lot of
I was a
people
big
that
fan.
did not like him, and I thought he was fine as a villain, but like people don't care if the villain dies.
I see your point. Yeah.
And then on
Yeah.
top of that, like Hopper dies, and you're like, oh shit, like that's kind of wild. But as soon as they showed him, like they didn't show him die, I was like, he's not fucking dead. And then
Yeah.
of course, right after the credits, they gave that away.
I would have never ever shown that.
No.
Like, I would have never. You leave people in uncertainty. Say, well, he's dead. I guess. Okay, that's the end of him.
It at least
I think
keeps the
they
people
were too
talking.
concerned that they would ruin the possibility of a season 4 if people truly thought he died.
But-
I think there was more concern that the show would be done.
Mhm.
It's
Like they
better,
would lose their fan base off of, like, I would have been pissed.
It's better
off
to
of
have the
Hopper? I
conversation.
I love him.
Though.
He's probably one of my favorites.
It's better to have the conversation.
I know,
of,
I
do you
get
think
it.
he's dead? I don't know if he's dead. Than it is to say,
Yeah.
why is he in Russia? I don't fucking know. It's
You're right.
stupid.
That's true.
But he's definitely alive.
But he's
Like,
definitely alive.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
What would be great is if that first episode comes and you find out it isn't him.
He's actually
and he
dead.
actually is dead, because then everybody'd be going, holy shit.
What
then-
the fuck?
That's what I wonder if he's like some kind of like evil clone or something like that created because of this big gelatinous force.
I think
Yeah.
that'd be dope.
Yeah.
He went through it and turned into like zombie Hopper.
Yeah.
And I'd like for them to come up with something new in terms of like the monster also. Like it was cool going from like the Demogorgon to the big shadow guy.
Mhm.
But then season 3 was still the shadow guy. He was just a shadow guy made up of meat.
Now there'll be
Like-
no shadow guys. It's going to be Russia.
And I don't think he's
Yeah.
actually dead now.
Russia's
like,
going to be the enemy now.
It's still the same today.
And, it's,
Yeah.
and that person in the cell is actually going to be Trump.
it'd be cool if they had like
a younger version of Trump.
Yeah.
They'll go back and do like the grainier footage of him.
It's great. But it'd be cool.
Greatest show
It'd
ever.
be cool
Come
if they
on.
had more of her like siblings or whatever, but they were like Russian
Oh, yeah.
undercovers. So you have, instead of going into monsters and everything, now we've got 1 through 10 who are, you know, coincidentally they were done with the Russians and now they're like
Yeah.
corrupt communist, like whatever, sleeper cells. That'd be cool.
That would be
and
kind of
different.
Cool. They turn it to like a whole nother route.
And I like that episode where they dedicated to those kids. Like when
I thought that was
Oh.
cool.
I hate that episode.
really
That's
because
my least favorite episode.
well, to me, it attempts something different. Like it,
Yeah.
you know, it's not the same.
It's not just 11, obviously. We know she's number 11.
yeah.
But they never really gave much back to it.
Mhm.
yeah.
I like seeing that there's other people and they've got different things about them, like
Yeah.
See, I
mutants or
I get
whatever.
what they were trying to go for, but they
Just
just
didn't do it
didn't
well.
land it for me at all.
It's fair. So my last piece of news this week, Rolling Stone magazine always comes out with a new updated top 500 albums list pretty much every 3 to 4 years.
All time?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they dropped one recently. I think it was 2 weeks ago, around the 26th. And the list is interesting. Before I get started, I'm actually going to read the top 20. An honorable mention, number 73, Kanye West, College Dropout.
Was that his highest one?
That is the highest one. Yeezus is, I think it was like 185 or something like that.
Really?
Yeah.
I would have thought his best album was My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy.
Mm,
I love College Dropout. It's better for me, but
Mhm.
that's the one that's always had like the critical acclaim for like his musical genius and stuff. I would have expected that to be up there.
my favorite's Dropout for sure. Like I'd say that's my favorite. I also like
Late Registration's my
yeah,
second
Late
favorite.
Registration is the other one.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You don't like Kanye?
Not a clue what you're talking about.
Well, you will know what I'm talking about with number 20 because it's on your wall.
Katy Perry?
Number 20
Oh.
is Radiohead Kid A.
Yeah. Great album.
Fantastic album.
Very good album.
Number 19 is Kendrick Lamar, To Pimp a Butterfly.
That surprises me that's that high.
Yeah, me
I love
too.
that album, but
Yeah, that's high.
Mhm.
okay.
Number 18, Bob Dylan, Highway 61 Revisited. I'm sorry. Excuse me. Number 17, Kanye West, My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy.
Boom, baby. Okay. I believed
Excuse
it.
me.
I love that album.
Yep. Number 17.
Damn.
Number 16 is one of my favorite punk albums, The Clash, London Calling.
It's a good
Ooh,
album.
Yeah, it's very good.
Number 15, Public Enemy, It Takes a Nation of Millions to Hold Us Back.
Okay.
Oh.
Number
15.
14, The Rolling Stones, Exile on Main Street.
Okay.
Number 13, Aretha Franklin, I Never Loved a Man the Way I Love You.
Number 13,
Mm-hmm.
top 500 albums.
Number 12, I do not think you will disagree with. Number 12, Michael Jackson, Thriller.
I
Should be
mean,
in the top 10.
I'm not a fan, but I don't.
You're not a Michael Jackson fan.
Not at all, but I'm not surprised by it being in the top 20.
Yeah.
Have that
it's-
on vinyl at home.
Yeah, I'm not a Michael Jackson fan at all.
It's legendary. The next one's my favorite album from this artist, The Beatles, Revolver.
Okay. I'm not a Beatles fan.
Yeah.
I knew they'd be up there, but
I'm
I'm
not either.
I'm not obsessed with the Beatles like everybody else is. I don't think
Yeah.
they're the greatest band ever, but I think I like their music.
I've got several original vinyls that are
I
probably
do
worth
too.
some money, but I'm not a Beatles fan.
I think if I was around whenever they like changed music, I'd
Mhm.
be that person. But like I grew up with different
But
music,
did
so it
they
doesn't mean
change
anything to
music?
me. Yeah,
I know so many bands were doing that already. It's
I'm
debatable.
not a huge Beatles fan. Anyways,
Number 10 is an album that I liked and jammed to in 7th grade. Lauryn Hill, The Miseducation of Lauryn Hill.
yeah,
Number
still interesting. Number it's that high, but okay.
they loved. Rolling Stone used to love Lauryn Hill.
Yeah, she's
dude.
good.
Yeah.
I'm saying like you got to think top 500, and she's she's number 10.
I don't know if I know any of that music. I don't
Yeah.
know.
After
That's a
this
good
is
album.
over, I'm going to ask you guys too, just to get you ready, a couple albums that you would put high up.
Okay.
Okay. Number 9, Bob Dylan, Blood on the Tracks.
Okay.
Number 8, Prince and the Revolution, Purple Rain.
Okay.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Number 7, great pick. Number 7 and number 6 are great picks. Number 7, Fleetwood Mac, Rumors.
Okay.
Yeah.
Number 6, Nirvana, Nevermind.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm kind of surprised it's that high. Like, I mean, I don't have a problem with it, but
yeah,
I'm surprised.
that's high, but
I'm
top
surprised-
20 for sure, I would say.
Yeah, I would say so too. Number 5, Beatles, Abbey Road. Number 4, Stevie Wonder. Number 4, Stevie Wonder, Songs in the Key of Life.
He didn't see that coming.
Number 3 surprises the hell out of me. It's a chicken jam, but number 3,
Britney?
no.
Oh,
Number 3, Joni Mitchell, Blue.
Hmm.
I don't know if I know that.
Number 2, I love. Number 2, I love just, and I can justify this because of its experimentation with music. This album did change music. Beach Boys, Pet Sounds.
Oh yeah, Beach Boys is good.
And then number 1,
Number 1.
Marvin Gaye, What's Going On.
Woo!
Yeah.
Yes.
That's
I love Marvin Gaye.
Yeah.
I would not put it number 1,
Mhm.
Me either.
but fuck do I love Marvin Gaye.
Number one album.
My favorite song of all time is Ain't No Mountain High Enough, but Marvin Gaye you cannot miss.
Yeah, it's a good album.
Wow, number 1 album though. How do you even
Honestly,
how
I
do you
really
even rank
expected
them though? Like what criteria
They
to make that number 1 album?
So this is based on 20 editors at Rolling Stone who get together and they basically they'll post their list. I don't know if it's 500 or whatever, but it's which ones they have in common. Then they vote on those and break them down.
But how do you like if you're making a list, especially if it's not music that you even necessarily listen to?
Mhm.
right.
How do you like what criteria goes into saying that?
How do
I mean,
I
do they
compare
pull
Kendrick
statistic-
Lamar to Brad Paisley? Like,
Right.
Yeah,
That's hard to do.
I mean, with any
It's
countdown,
such a weird mix of albums for the top 20.
right? I mean, you can make that argument for any countdown, though. It's like
Yeah.
I do my end of the year countdown every year, and people go, "Well, how do you compare a comedy to
Yeah, it's
a
tough.
deep seated drama like that?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
I don't know. Some of my picks, like some of my favorites of all time, like I love Tool Enema is one of my favorite albums
That was
ever.
fantastic.
From start to finish. Like I look for an album that like I would put on when I would go to sleep and I could listen to from start to finish, have no problems with.
Yeah.
Linkin Park's Hybrid Theory is one of those for
Yes.
me. So is Meteora.
Yeah. Hybrid Theory. For sure.
Yeah. Those first 2 albums are probably the 2 best debut albums by a band ever.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
There's not a single song on Hybrid Theory that I don't like.
Yeah.
I can listen to that album over and over and over again.
Yeah. Let's see.
It's weird because I grew up in the age of like burning your favorite songs onto CDs and
Yeah.
then we went right into MP3s. So I didn't have a lot of albums that
Yeah.
I like grew up listening to.
Mhm.
But so all my stuff is like old when I think of albums other than like my favorite people like Kanye, like
Because otherwise, you just have like the best songs off the albums. They're
Right.
not even the whole thing.
like
yeah.
Dr. Dre 2001, I think
Oh,
is a
yeah.
great album.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Bad Out of Hell with Meatloaf is
Oh,
probably
wow. Yeah.
one of my favorites. That's definitely top 5. El Dorado for ELO, Electronic Light Orchestra.
Oh, I know a little bit of ELO. Is that the one with Hold On Tight?
That's the one with
That's my favorite song from them.
Can't Get You Out of My Head and
Okay.
yeah.
It's got to be about the same time.
Yeah. Supertramp, Breakfast in America. That one's good.
Holy shit! Wow, that's a
Yeah.
good title.
Yeah, there's a lot. I mean, and these probably some of these probably
Those are all
placed
older.
on
That's
that.
stuff my dad listened to.
They
Like,
might even be on the list though, and just be higher up. Like I don't know
Right.
how to pick a top 20, but I mean, there's
I would have thought that like Dark Side of the Moon would have been top 10. Like
Yeah.
you just think of that as being
Yeah.
like something that people will listen to and be
Absolutely.
like,
It's a
wow.
great CD. Yeah, Floyd's probably
Man.
so. Floyd to me is what the Beatles are to everybody else.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'd put Floyd over the Beatles for
So
sure.
the highest hip hop album out of anything though was My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy
Hip hop.
in the top.
Yeah, because Lauryn
list.
Hill's R&B, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kanye was definitely the highest.
Yeah.
That's crazy to me. I
Well,
love
no,
that album.
Public Enemy was higher.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
But even
Yeah.
that, like,
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
There's a lot
Freaking,
though. Like Dre, like you said, Dre 2001. That was a phenomenal
Illmatic,
album.
like fucking.
Oh yeah.
There no Biggie albums made it up that high. Freaking.
Yeah. There's a lot of music
Nas,
that
that's
missed
good
it.
shit. Eminem's Marshall Mathers LP I thought was really good.
Yeah.
I listened to that from start
The
to
Black
finish.
album, like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if I'm putting those two as the highest in hip hop history.
Right. It's an interesting list.
Mm-hmm.
I'm curious to see how much those top 20s change when they release this list.
They always change. So like I read something, another article separate that said in 2000, I think it was 2016, the Beatles had 10 top 20 albums on that list.
Wow.
And that's what I'm talking about. But what's kind of nice about that is
based on the staffing that's picking it at any given time.
right. But that's why I'm like Joni Mitchell at 3. I'm like I said, the chick can rock. She's badass. And that album does have some zingers to it. But like, good God, number 3.
I'd like to know what the top 20 albums are sale based.
Oh,
Elvis is up there.
I'll be honest with you. Boy bands are up there.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Like Backstreet Boys, that Millennium album was huge.
Oh,
NSYNC's Bye Bye Bye.
Yeah.
Huge.
Yeah, I'd be curious to see that though. That's cool though. I mean,
Yeah.
there's so much music out there.
Did you have anything else for Hollywood Report?
We had is that everything other than
That's
I think the
my
other thing was
stuff.
MGK.
Yeah.
Speaking of top lists, MGK's new album is the first Cleveland-based artist to have a #1 album in 15 years.
Damn.
Which is pretty cool for him. He's gone through quite a genre change, you know.
It's like
this new album
alternative.
was really good. I like it. It a lot of the songs are very similar to each other.
Mhm.
Same like beat type stuff going on, but it's crazy to see where he was when he first started to the evolution he's taken, and he's getting back into like the rock rap mix type thing.
Mhm.
But I mean, good for him.
I
15 years, #1 album in 15 years is it's a big deal.
It has to be Kid Cudi because I can't think of any other Cleveland artist that would even flirt with #1.
Right.
I'm not a big MGK fan. I know you guys are. You talked about.
I wouldn't
no?
say a huge fan, but I enjoy his music.
Okay. Yeah, I listened to a couple songs off the album because
Mm.
that dropped the same day as the new Deftones did, which is fucking awesome.
Yeah,
Great
well,
CD.
yeah.
But like I listened to a couple of songs, and one of my friends is a huge MGK fan, and she put like every song online.
Yeah.
So I would, tune in. I'd click here and there just to see because I heard it's alternative.
Yeah. He's getting back away from rap. People are joking that Eminem battled him so hard that he put him back in the rock.
I was just gonna say I am one of the few people that thinks that Eminem lost that.
Wow.
I think MGK fucking torched him.
I think they
Wow.
both played their part for sure.
Mhm.
But I just thought those memes were funny. I'm
Yeah,
like,
when
'cause he is
M
going
came
back
back,
to
I was
rock.
like, "This is fucking weak, man. He's
Yeah.
dead." Like, I thought he destroyed him.
Eminem's word game is just there,
Totally.
but the song, like in the
But
MGK's
MGK
energy
slammed him.
yeah, it was good.
Yeah, I think it's not unexpected for rappers to change genres. We talked about Kid Cudi a little bit off show.
He started as a rocker though.
Yeah, that's true.
MGK, but I think he just had that rap talent, so he
Mhm.
went that way.
Mhm.
Like when he first came out, he was very alternative. He always played guitar and stuff like that.
Mhm.
He got sucked into the rap game because of Puff Daddy
Yeah,
signing him and bringing him on.
yeah.
And now I
Mhm.
think he's kind of going back to his roots and stuff. I think he'll always do rap,
Mm-hmm.
but he partnered with like Travis Barker, so they're doing a lot of like remixes and songs together. And
Is he the drummer on the album?
they did like a couple mixes together. I don't know if he
Okay.
drummed solely for the album,
Mhm.
but they like partnered up and did some songs together, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, I heard a couple things, and I'm like, I'll be honest with you, like I'm more into this than I am his rap. Like,
Yeah,
I
it's
like
good.
this stuff a little bit more. Would I run out and get his album? Probably not. But
Yeah.
but like I can see where there's an audience for this kind of stuff, and it seems like he's now in that pop spotlight. Like he's trying to
Yeah.
attract a wider audience. So like, wider,
Not white.
so yeah, basically I can
For
understand the need to expand.
Career base at this point. Like when he first started out, it was the fuck you, I don't care, I'm gonna do what I want.
Yeah.
I'm a rapper, I'm gonna play that like hardcore type thing. And now he knows this is a career, I got a family, I want to do something with my life. Like,
Mhm.
so he's gonna obviously try and build that spectrum.
Yeah.
But yeah, good for him. So that, and then the other thing, which goes back to Netflix and movies, is Cobra Kai.
Yes.
They signed season 4. So they signed on 3. I don't know when the fuck 3 comes out.
3, they said January.
Okay. So
Yeah.
3 will come out in January. And then Netflix just announced that they signed them for season 4. So
on the teaser, they put it right at the end of it too. They go season 4 in training, and you're like, well, this is just season 3.
Yeah.
So what the hell?
I love that show, man.
Yeah.
It's so good.
It's what's cool about it is like Netflix can sometimes take these shows and they put too much of a good thing together. So like these episodes will span out 50 minutes.
Right.
This is my problem with The Boys. You know, that's Amazon, but like sometimes those episodes are too long.
Yeah.
Like if they were cut a little bit tighter, like
for sure.
Perfect. No loose ends. Cobra Kai goes by. It's like 30-minute episodes, but it goes by like that.
But I'll be curious to see how season 4 is, because you got to think they were YouTube based beforehand.
Yeah.
And then Netflix took them on.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if they're going to be in charge of season 4 and if that will change anything. I don't know how that works by them being in
well, 3 is a Netflix production.
Oh,
now.
is it?
Yeah, it's
Okay.
it's like YouTube was 1 and 2. Now
Okay.
it's completely new. And I heard the budget has expanded.
Oh, I'm sure. I mean,
yeah,
I would imagine YouTube's worth is probably higher than, Netflix's worth is probably more than YouTube.
Oh yeah.
And their media base, they're going to invest more in that, where YouTube doesn't and isn't probably investing as much in a production as Netflix, obviously. So
that's a good question, actually, because you got to think there's way more users on YouTube daily than.
That's what I was wondering. And Netflix
is primarily a free service,
Netflix, right?
YouTube has YouTube Red, but how many people are actually signed up for that?
Yeah.
I signed up for YouTube Red
just because
Cobra
of this,
Kai,
yeah,
and I canceled. So I can't imagine that there's much going on there. They obviously make money, revenue streams from ads and whatever, but Netflix is primarily a production based thing. They're going to invest more. Even if YouTube was worth more, they're not investing much of that into making original content.
No, because they were just getting into the TV game. That was their first experiment with it. Thing, so like you got to think they have to fall back on a big cushion.
Yeah.
They can't put too much into it. With this upcoming season, there's 2 things that I'm really curious about. 1, the fallout from that big brawl.
Yeah.
Like
what happens with him.
We see an image in the teaser trailer. It's not a spoiler because it's obviously in there. The main bad kid who's on, what's his name? Joseph or Daniel's team.
Yeah.
He's in the hospital and he's got like that big, was it like a parallel?
Oh, you're talking about Miguel.
Yeah. Miguel. Yeah.
He's from Cobra Kai.
Yeah. Okay. Well, when you're paralyzed, like, he's got that thing on. So I'm like, he can't walk.
Dude, that ending scene with him falling onto the stairwell and just like clacking
the rail. Oh,
awful.
Not listening because I haven't watched any of it yet.
You've watched any of the show? Come on, bro.
You'll get addicted to it.
I'm getting
once
through
you do.
a bunch of other shows right now. Chef Show just came back on, and
this has been out before that, though.
I'm just
priorities.
Got other shows, man.
I know.
2, Allie is back in this season, obviously, and that's Elizabeth Shue from the movie.
Oh, is she in it? See,
movie.
I haven't watched the trailer.
Well, they teased it at the end of this episode, or at the end of the last episode of season 2. You know that she called.
Yes.
Joseph,
he gets the
Lawrence.
friend request acceptance.
Yeah. So it's like, are they gonna bring her back? It seems like they're bringing everyone else back from the show.
I just watched the original today.
Oh, did you?
Very, very first one.
I still love it. It's
so good. That's what I love about that show, though. It's so much, and I love how they play the clips from the original movie and like they feed it into there and like the flashbacks and stuff.
Yeah,
it's a great show. It's a really good show.
So, real quick side note: as of April, Netflix was worth $194 billion.
Wow.
And YouTube is worth $75 billion. But
wow.
They said that the reasoning behind that, there's like a whole article about how they believe that YouTube would be worth about $300 billion, but they're not a standalone company. They're owned by some company called Alphabet, which is a sister company to Google, which is worth $661 billion.
So it's where their revenue stream too.
So if they were
that's wild.
Just YouTube, as if like Netflix is just Netflix, then they would have been able to profit more likely. So
that means Alphabet gets a slice of their pie, basically.
I would assume. Or
well, it's just that they're not generating their only revenue, so it's not all of the worth isn't going to just YouTube because they are a partner company. So when they're generating what their net worth is, it's they're not a soul based company. So it obviously it's going to affect what their individual worth is.
I see.
Because they have to account for the fact that they're owned by another company that's equating to what their value is.
Right.
Okay.
Whereas Netflix, anything generated, it's just Netflix. So Netflix is soul based. That's it.
Yeah.
Wow.
That surprises me just because like Netflix is always, you always see these articles about they're in the red. Like, you know, they have to pay all this money for all these movie rights and all that. And it's like, they never get a return on it. Yeah. I mean, you're paying
Bullshit.
for it. Yeah, I know, obviously, but like, it can't be too true if that's the
Yeah.
case. If those are the numbers, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
What did you say? 150
194
billion.
I'll take that.
Remember when Netflix started and it was the little envelopes?
When you get them every month, God, I hated that model, dude. Like, because you get it and it'd be scratched or something like that, and you're like, oh great, now it's gonna take 6 more days for me to get it.
The worst was I was watching Dexter, and it was the season discs, and always the last episode was on its own fucking disc.
Yep.
So I would always get to the very end and be ready for the season finale, and I'd have to wait 2 fucking weeks for the one episode
You gotta
come.
get the like 2-disc plan, man. Cheap ass.
That is the
I was in high school.
And then you got your like 12-disc queue. You could put them all in order and just auto ship to you.
Yeah.
I liked it, man. It was fun because it was like that movie rental, like anticipation and wait. Because you gotta think, like, I know I'm aging myself, but like I used to love going to like Blockbuster.
Oh, I did too.
And picking out a movie and then like ordering pizza and like, I don't know, there was something cool about that.
But the difference with that is that's instant. So you go to Blockbuster, you take it off the shelf, you're going home and watching it right away. You're not waiting 5 days for one episode of.
You got 3 or 4 movies for the weekend, and you were gonna get to see.
But it was just something fun. I don't know. I like that anticipation. Like now we're just so like now.
Yeah.
It takes away some of that excitement. Whereas like then, even though it sucked, you had to wait. It's like when there's a week-based TV show and you got to wait for the next week for the next one to come. Like I enjoyed that. I miss some of that stuff. Now fucking technology, everyone wants everything right immediately, you know.
I had a girlfriend whose dad had a program where he was ripping the discs for every single thing that they would get.
We did that too.
He just had, I mean,
Stacks.
hundreds.
That's where I got my notebooks. Yeah, that's where I got them.
That's wild.
I just miss the smell of video stores, that like plastic, you know, that you can smell on the
crappy popcorn. Like,
it was so fun. They had the video game rental section and porno section you had to like sneak into.
I got caught when I was a kid. I loved it.
Did you?
Roadrunner was the worst, dude, because like you could easily sneak in there and then they'd catch you. I didn't know half the time that there was a camera in the back.
Oh yeah.
So I'm back there like
they come walking in the back. Boop, boop.
What are you doing? Dude, that's fantastic.
You clean up that floor.
Oh
God. It's like Ridgemont High when he walks in the bathroom.
Right.
Oh yeah. Doesn't anybody fucking knock?
That's Chris.
man.
Excuse me, sir. This isn't a private room.
I love that movie. One of my favorite comedies ever.
It's such a good movie. Dude.
Yeah.
It's so crazy that that's Sean Penn too.
Yeah. My skull. I'm so
Dude.
wasted.
Just I look at him now and I look at him in that character. I'm like, God, that's fucking Sean Penn.
He's an Oscar winner.
I know, man. That's a great movie.
Yep.
I think that's it for Hollywood.
Yep.
Do we have any video game stuff? Oh, there was the one game you're talking about, Amongst Us.
Dude, so this isn't like news, but I saw all these memes all over the place of these like little fucking 8-bit looking astronaut characters. I'm like, what the fuck is this? And it's all about like somebody being a traitor or this and that. I'm like, I have no idea what this is. So I went and looked it up, and this game called Among Us, it's on your phones and it's on PC. It is incredible.
You've been playing it?
I've been playing it all day. It's so fun. You just have this tiny little tic-tac looking dude.
Yeah.
And the whole premise is you're on a tiny map. It's a spaceship, and you have a list of tasks to do to fix your ship and get going.
Wow.
And there's 10 people, and there's
At the
anywhere
top
from
of my game list on my
there's
iPhone.
anywhere from 1 to 3 imposters amongst you. They all look the same, but at the very beginning they tell you you're an imposter or you're not. And it's kind of like Mafia, if you ever played that, like at a little like dinner party or whatever. Like you start your thing, you go around, you do your tasks, and if you're the imposter, you can run around, and when you get to somebody, you can kill them. And it's always like some crazy, like you stab them in the back, or you shoot them, or you like kill them with a needle from your mouth like an alien.
Downloading.
Yeah. And the whole thing is the imposters cannot do tasks, so you have to like kind of just stand by a wall and make it look like you're doing it and then move again. So then at the end, there's not like rounds, but if somebody finds a body, they can report it, and then everybody meets. Or you have the option to at one time you can call an emergency meeting, so 1 per player, and then everybody gets in the chat. If you're on PC, you can actually talk.
Wow.
But you get like 2 minutes to state your case on who you think it is, and then everybody votes.
This is like Clue a little bit.
This is like in depth for a free like.
And if you lose, they ship you out of an airlock, and it'll tell you he was an imposter or he was not an imposter. So if at the end you get down to the point where there's 2 imposters and 2 regular people, if it's even, or if you have more, then the imposter wins. And if you obviously shoot them out of the airlock in time, then you win.
Wow.
Or if you fix the ship, which hardly happens ever.
I see the appeal because it takes video game graphics with like a board game logic.
Yeah. And they're not great graphics. It's kind of old school, but like it was great because like if you play again, you'll go in with the same lobby. So I played for a couple of rounds and there were these 2 guys. You don't know anybody's names. You have like your little fake name. And one was pink and one was purple because you all have your own colors. And I was red. So like the last 2 rounds, I noticed that they were kind of hanging out together. I'm like, they got an alliance. So I just followed them and we ended up winning both. And so in the third one, we're like in the pregame lobby and they're like, yo, Red, you want to be our space buddy? And I'm like, fuck yeah. Like, let's do this. Let's win this thing. So we go into the next round and we're walking around and we get in like maybe 2 minutes. Fucking kill me. Just happened to be that those 2 ended up as the imposters. So we finished the next game and I'm like, the fucking deception. I thought we were space buddies.
That's what they should call that game. That's what it sounds like.
So you're actually playing with actual other people.
They're real
it's not just
people.
like
yeah, they're
computer.
it's all real people, no computer.
That's cool.
So the next game I go in and I'm the imposter. And it just happened to be. So I'm like running around with them and everything. And like, I can't kill both of them because you have like a 20-second cooldown. So if you kill in front of somebody, they'll definitely be able to spot you. And so we're like running around doing little things. And like the other guys out there killing people. And they're like, I'm like, I was with pink and purple. Like they're safe. And they're like, yeah, we were all together. We can't be the ones, like whatever. And we get down to it. I'm just manipulating the fuck out of them, like diverting them away from the other guy.
We should all play like at the same game.
And then I ended up winning. And I was like, fucking payback, bitches. It was so fun. It's so fun.
I gotta check it out.
Jesse's in there with a group of like guys from the same house. It's like 5 other guys from the same house, and they're just tricking him.
So
we need to get
that's one thing that sucks though, is like sometimes you'll get people playing together because you're not supposed to be like, you can't talk during the game, only during the meetings.
Yeah.
So that way you can't be like, yellow killed me or anything like that. If you die, you can't talk at all. But like there's sometimes where like I'll get a message in the thing and the guy's like, yellow did it. I was sitting right next to my brother. And I'm like, well, you're fucking dumb because you just ruined the game. Like, that's not the point. But I got like 5 other buddies that play. I want to get a group of just like my friends to play.
That would be cool.
And
can
then
you do that?
Yeah.
Even if you're not like in the same room?
You can make it so when you make a game, it gives you a code and you can leave that party private until you have everybody in, and then you can make it public to fill it out.
We need to do it. I wonder if we could Twitch it.
That's what I was gonna say. Can you stream that?
It's like the #1 Twitch thing.
Is it?
#1 over League of Legends, #1 over
Call of Duty,
Fortnite,
Dude,
Minecraft, anything. It's like
we need to up our Twitch for our YouTube. We got to get back into doing it. We were like gung ho for a while, so
now you guys are good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, now I was saying now we're actually pretty decent at Call of Duty. It'd be more fun to Twitch it, but this would be cool to put on there too. So make sure you're subscribed to our YouTube so you can sweet Twitch videos if we upload them. And Norm, I finally did his logo.
That looks sweet. I love the colors in that Miami Heat kind of
the 80s, you know, 80s vibe. Fuck Jesse hating on the 80s.
I'm not hating. I'm just tired of it in my movies and TV shows. Like,
check out Muscle Mullet. That's Norm. He was a guest on the show for season 2, I think. Episode 2, I think.
Yeah.
He's starting a Twitch channel. I did a logo for him for there. You can follow him. And then I've been watching a lot lately is Stipe. He goes on Twitch every day.
I just got a notification that he went live streaming today. Yeah.
I watched him on there. He plays with some dudes that are fucking good, man. They like run some games.
What do they play? Like Call of Duty?
He does Call of Duty. Okay. But it's just cool to see someone like that, like the heavyweight champion in UFC, local to Cleveland, and watching him on Twitch just hanging out at his house playing with friends. Like he just plays with his friends.
He's the nicest guy,
it's
though.
Super cool though. You know, it just normalizes people, you know?
Yeah.
Not like a big deal.
I met him twice. He's the nicest dude.
Yeah, he's super cool. So that's it for Hollywood Report, which I guess leaves us with Let's Get Social. I think that's the last segment we've got.
Socioso.
It is July 20th, 1969, and man is about to land on the moon.
Freedom itself was attacked this morning by a faceless coward, and freedom will be defended.
I did not have sexual relations with that woman.
That's the way the news goes.
He's done enough for me to win this game. That's all I need.
Who's that?
Mahomes.
Yeah.
He's not playing well right now.
I need 3 points.
Oh, geez. Let's get social. So main two things really going on are COVID and COVID.
Yeah.
It's still kind of our thing. So, until it's done, we got to talk about it. Trump had COVID, apparently, supposedly.
Oh no.
And
Say it isn't so.
Jesse was heartbroken.
Not very Christian like Jesse.
Why? I prayed for him.
You don't wish ill will amongst others.
I didn't wish it on him. He just got it, and I just said, "Wow, that's ironic."
Shouldn't you be like praying for his well-being and hoping for him to
I've
be
prayed for him.
Oh, well, that wasn't a sarcastic like, oh no,
God.
oh God, please
Heal him.
Jesse sent flowers.
Yeah, he did. So Trump supposedly had COVID. He was at what's the name of the hospital? Walter Reed. He was at Walter Reed Medical Hospital. I guess I don't know if that's where the president goes normally. Like, do they have like a presidential wing
Nobody's
there?
gone there since like Reagan or something. Like it's supposed to be like serious stuff.
Yeah. So he was there. He left he left Walter Reed today to go back to the White House. Said he's feeling much better. Greatest he's ever felt,
Feels 20 years younger, he said.
Yeah. And COVID is nothing to be afraid of. Don't let it rule your life.
I have good health. I have the best health.
Keep in mind, COVID usually takes, about this amount of time to show its symptoms. So
Right.
that's one reason why I don't think he fucking had it.
I don't doubt maybe he had it, but I'm sure going to the hospital, not everybody goes to the hospital if they have COVID, but it's the president. So I'm sure it was precautionary.
If you're not scared of COVID, why are you taking experimental drugs and the regular drugs, and you have 12 doctors, and you go to a military hospital away from the White House in order to do it?
Because he's the president.
Oh, okay.
You have to. When you're the leader of the free world, you have to. They make you probably.
Just seems like something somebody who was afraid of it would do. All of those experimental drugs.
Yeah. Well, he probably got out. So
why didn't he take hydroxychloroquine?
He probably did.
Bleach.
That's probably why he was only in the hospital for 2 days instead of 2 weeks. That's why he survived so quick.
Bleach could have cured him.
Why he survived so quick?
Yeah. Is all those experimental drugs that he did.
Not just quick, the quickest.
The quickest.
The quickest.
Quickest anybody has ever survived COVID. So some people, Jesse being one of them, think that it was a staged scenario.
I'm not dead set on
make
it, but
him have sympathy because of the stuff going on right now.
no, not sympathy.
That was mine. Yeah, I thought it was a sympathy vote.
Oh, well,
I think he's going to use it to, for the record, I said that initially 95% sure that I believed
Initially.
that he had it. The way that he has operated since, driving by his supporters,
It's Trump.
signing papers that don't have anything on them for photo
This
ops.
is the guy that shut down a protest to go take a picture with the Bible.
And that's why I believe that he could have it, but that also means that's the
Right.
same guy that definitely would take advantage of something like that just so he could be like, it's really not that big of a deal. I know you slammed me in the last debate about it, but look how healthy I am.
To the people that's a good
If a 74-year-old obese man with thinning hair is able to survive this, certainly most people would be able to survive this.
What does thinning hair have to do with anything?
I'm the one who says it. I say all types of things. Who knows?
To that point, that I could see as being valid, like him utilizing it to downplay it.
That's what I think he's going to do.
But people are saying that he didn't really have it. I'm like, look, it not going to make him look stupid, if anything.
Yeah.
It wouldn't make sense to fake having it when he's been so lackadaisical about it. It just makes you look like an idiot.
We'll see if any of those elderly government officials that all happened to get it after
There's like
that
9
Rose
people or
Garden.
something that
That's a
have it?
lot of people.
What is it, the Rose Garden Massacre?
Rose Garden Massacre.
So that's because of all the people that got it.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought that was like someone saying like, hope they all die because they all got
No, they were just
when you sent me that, I'm like, that's fucking like awful.
There's been enough of those on our mutual friends on our Facebook page.
I thought that's what the hashtag was. I thought it was like Rose Garden Massacre is like kill them all with COVID.
So I know you guys aren't religious, but you're aware of the story of Moses, correct?
Who's that?
What part are
Is
we
that the guy that
talking
parted
about?
the Red Sea?
Yes. So
Yeah.
I was talking to my dad the other day about this, and I just thought it was funny because you got to look back to that story. You've got Moses goes to Pharaoh and he says, hey, God said to let go of all these people. Otherwise, he's going to bring a plague. And
Yeah.
Pharaoh says, nah, fuck that. I'm not going to do that. And then a plague comes and 10 plagues come. And then finally, he says, all right, you can go. And then he changes his mind. And that's where you get the Red Sea and all that other stuff. And that was after the water turned into blood and the fucking babies all died and the locusts ate all their food and blah, 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 blah. if any politician was told by God, hey, you should probably step down, otherwise I'm going to bring some plagues. Like the people in Egypt didn't know. They didn't know what Pharaoh was doing.
Right.
Maybe we're the people in, Egypt, and we're just like, God's saying, hey, Trump, you should probably step down. No, fuck that. I'll just go stand in front of this church. And then
Can't wait for the seas to turn
Kobe
to blood and
dies.
locusts to eat us all.
Yeah, Kobe dies. You really need to step down. No, I'm not going to do that. All right, California sets on fire. You really need to step down. No, I don't think I'm going to do that. Okay, COVID for everybody. And now he's got it. He's not going to step down. He's just going to wipe them all out, man. All them Republicans gone at once. Old Testament.
This has been Bible Minute with Jesse Young.
Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
Fucking religion. Fucking A. Where have we gone?
I'm just saying it's a possibility.
And then Santa Claus will come down and give us all presents.
Yeah.
You don't get any presents this year because of
Fucking
COVID.
That's true. Stay out of my house, Santa.
That's true. How are they going to play off Christmas this year?
Santa's magic. You mean like for the kids? Santa's magic.
Still going to come?
You can't catch COVID.
He's the omnipresent.
Batman caught COVID. I didn't think he could catch COVID either.
Yeah. But then again, he did make out with Kristen Stewart.
He was an actor. Kids actually believe in Santa.
Yeah, I remember those days.
I never believed in Santa.
Kids believe in God too.
We'll have a conversation for that another day.
No comment. Yeah, we don't need to go down that route.
Did you guys watch?
To each their own.
Did you guys see SNL with the debate with Jim Carrey playing Biden and?
I didn't watch it. I need to.
Oh, was there an SNL skit?
Yeah. So
I thought we were referencing the actual debate.
No, they came back this week, and Jim Carrey played Biden, and then Alec Baldwin played Trump again.
My
and
God.
it was great.
Was it good?
Oh, it was so awesome. And then they brought on what's her name?
Who played Christopher Wallace?
Oh God, it was just one of the cast members.
Okay.
It was
no one like big.
I think it was Beck Bennett who played him. But yeah, it's like a 12-minute skit that opens the show, and it's amazing. Yeah, really good.
The actual fucking debate could have been an SNL skit.
They kind of make a joke at the start of it all. They're like, because you know how it shows like, and now we bring you the Fox News debate between blah blah blah, and they go, surely this won't be embarrassing. And they got right to it.
It was so awful.
It was embarrassing.
It was awful.
Yeah.
They said JoJo's site crashed during the debate.
JoJo
Gorgonson.
Yeah.
Because probably some people were like, well, fuck that. I'm not voting for either of these two.
I know she was
her site, and
she was doing a town square when that was happening. So
I have no idea.
I think they were tuning in.
She didn't make enough percentage to get to a debate, right? You have to like have so much percentage.
They won't let her in a debate.
Yeah. Well, I think you have to have so much percentage.
Yeah. You're never going to get anybody outside of the two-party.
Yeah. At that point, be nominated.
Ross Perot was it.
Yeah, Ross. Dude, I forgot about Ross Perot.
Yeah, we're gonna take this and we're gonna take it out over here. Yeah.
Dude. Yeah. So as we talked about last week, we talked about the I side with that Jesse had brought up, and getting on and I was hoping that after doing that and kind of having a better understanding of where everyone laid, watch the debate, we'll have a good understanding of where things are going to go, prepare ourselves for November.
Yeah.
And then Tuesday happened, and it was a fucking disaster. We're no better off. We didn't learn anything about either of them other than that they're both can't be in the room together.
Somebody
gotta read the sources, man. You can't.
That's the thing. It's sad though. Like we need to have these debates so that people unwilling to take the time to look on their own can have something substantial to vote off of. And that was just a waste of time. And there's two more, right?
Yeah.
Now tomorrow is the vice president.
Vice president, and then there's two more presidential.
Yeah, Wednesday, and that vice presidential one is going to be interesting too, because like I've watched.
It's not gonna be good.
I've watched every Democratic debate, so like I know what Kamala can do, and I know which like I've watched her get shut down before, and I've watched her override on people before, and like Pence is the kind of guy who he's not Trump.
Oh yeah, no.
As far as debates go, he's very hushed. He's very quiet. When it was him and Tim Kaine, it was a pretty respectable debate. Like they both went back and forth and all that. This is going to be interesting.
Yeah,
because it's basically going to be like, if Kamala wants to run over him, she can.
She will.
But
she will.
Does she take the bait? Does she, does she go with it?
Did you see the meme that was Biden and Obama? And it said, were you the bigger man? Were you respectful? And he's like,
told him to shut up.
No, I told him to shut up.
Oh, yeah. I told him to shut up, man.
So fucking funny. And
he's
called him a
sitting
clown.
back like,
yeah, dude, that meme is so perfect.
Yeah, that debate, man, it was tough because like
embarrassing for the country,
embarrassing for them.
I'm glad they're doing what I suggested though, and start doing the muting the microphone though.
Are they going to do that?
Yeah, that they've said they're starting to look into it for the second debate.
Okay.
So
I need to. I get it, because here's my thing. Like, I understand you need to have your uninterrupted time to talk about whatever the issue is. But if I'm whoever, if you're Trump, you're Biden, and I say, well, Trump said that he's going to do this, this, and this, and 2 minutes go by, and what he said was blatantly a lie or against what you said, you're going to want to catch it and stop it right then. Like, no, I did not say that.
You're supposed to get a response to it, but that was the issue. Was then it started turning into,
but
we're just going to talk over to you.
2 minutes, right? So like, if I say 30 seconds into my 2 minutes though that Trump said this, I want to kibosh it right away. If I'm Trump, if I didn't really say that, obviously I don't want an extra a minute of 30 seconds going by and then it gets overlooked, whatever.
Right.
Like, even if you're just arguing with each other, like if someone says something you didn't do or whatever, you want to rebuttal right away. There's no great way to outline that. Like, there's no easy platform to make that happen, because then it turns into what it did, which is a back and forth bantering. They need to get to how it used to be, where it was just policy based. Not Trump said this or Biden said this. This is the policy. What are you going to do? Not what did Trump say he was going to do, or what he's not going to do, or what his beliefs are. What are you going to do for healthcare, or what are you going to do for human rights? That's how the debate needs to go.
I see what you mean, because it's almost like the moderator eggs it on. Like, it's almost like they're saying, well, in recent newspapers, President Trump said that he would do this. Biden, what do you think about that?
Look, you can read the news and study up and take in all that bullshit on your own time. The debate is to find out, what are you going to do for the country? What are you going to do for small business because of COVID? How are you going to bring the economy back? Now,
they should
have
what
you said 2 years ago or 6 months ago. From right now forward, what are you doing?
Yeah, they should have a live fact checker, and then you'd be able to do it.
Yes,
they proposed it, and Trump shot it down. I didn't hear whether or not Biden said that he was for it or not, but if you want to do it, timed 2 minutes, muted microphone, you say something, and if you say something in return, then he gets his response.
Right.
Then you should have a live person
saying it,
that within 20 seconds is putting a blurb up on the TV, just like Twitter or something else does. Hey, this is false information. You can find more information
that shit
here.
would be funny.
And
but I mean, you kind of need it, because otherwise, what if we just get to a point where we eliminate the back and forth bantering? Just focus on what's being asked of you.
I don't think anybody is on the edge. Like, for the most part, I don't think anybody is still making their decision. You're either for Trump or you are for Biden, or you're not voting for either one.
Yeah.
The thing is like,
it didn't help. I don't think it helped either of them. I don't think it, again, to your point, I don't think it negatively, there was nothing beneficial from it.
Right.
So if you were voting for Trump going into that, you're probably still voting for Trump. And if you were voting for Biden, you're probably still voting for Biden, because you're going to find a defense in either of the things. Trump made a couple comments where he might have lost a little bit of people, but most people that were voting for him, or that were hardcore, like, I'm voting for Trump, they don't fucking care.
Side note, real quick. Are you both registered to vote? Because today is the last day to do it. Doesn't help for any of our listeners.
Yeah,
but
I'm registered.
Okay. Just making sure.
I thought it was Friday.
Nope, today.
No, it's today for Ohio.
Yeah, I did it because I thought it was Friday was the cutoff date.
Yeah.
After I watched that debate the next day, I was on YouTube, and I had to go back and watch another debate, which I think is everybody should see, just in contrast, and that's the Ronald Reagan and Jimmy Carter one.
Yeah.
So classy, and like, there's no interruptions. There's, even if somebody disagrees with something, the guy has his 2 minutes. He's allowed to talk, whatever. Then it goes to the other guy, and he can say, well, in regards to that, here's how I would do things.
That's exactly, me and Charles were talking about that at the barbershop tonight. We were saying how would the old debates were, hey, for policy X, I impose this, and this is what I would like to do. It goes the other guy. Hey, you know what? I agree with this and this of what he said, but I would do this differently. That's what we need. That's how the debates used to be.
And nothing's like an insulting laughter or anything. So like, if somebody's talking, like, you'll watch Reagan or you'll watch Carter, and instead of like just going like, they go, and then they just start writing it down, because they're going to address that point next.
Absolutely. Yeah. They were professional about it.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think we're going to get that out of the current president. We're not going to get that. I don't know what it would look like for Biden otherwise. I don't think they just have the level of professionalism. I think they both showed that. Obviously, a lot of it was egged on by Trump more so than Biden.
Well, I think that Trump is unprofessional, but that egging on is what he wants, because how do you deal with it? Like the thing that was biggest for me, I didn't think Biden went over the top with the interruptions and stuff. He definitely did it.
Yeah.
But I didn't think that it was anywhere near what Trump did. The thing that I thought looked bad on Biden's part was every single time that Trump was, berating him while he was talking, he was going,
Yeah.
and closing his eyes and bringing his head
overwhelmed.
back. And he was just like, God damn it, man. Like you could tell he wanted to punch him.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's not a good look.
Yeah.
Like we're all feeling that
I
at
also
home,
feel like
but you got to be ready to kick his ass.
I also feel like moderator was on Biden's side. I don't think
For
that
sure.
was biased.
Which is crazy because he's a Fox guy.
Yeah, I don't think it was biased. They were definitely.
But he's also getting talked over by the one person. So he's probably fed up too.
He got it. I think at first he was impartial, but he got aggravated with Trump by the end of that thing. Like,
and how do you even how do you fucking tell the president to shut up? Basically,
that's what people were saying. Like this is where we're
the
at.
United States, man. Like how I wouldn't want to be that guy.
20 years ago, that was disrespectful, and you would be looked at as basically tyranny.
Exactly.
On the same thing.
And that's where I still try and hold. What I try to hold that office too. And I know, like as a country, we've gotten so far away from.
Mm-hmm.
For obvious reasons, but like I still try and look at like what that office means and what it's supposed to mean, and have a level of respect regardless of that individual person. So like if I was him, I would have had a hard time to like try and like shut him down,
The next
do
one,
it in a polite manner.
The next moderator is female for the second one, so that's going to be interesting too.
Who is it?
It's one of because I think it's MSNBC. I think it's one of their reporters.
I wouldn't know what that. I don't watch.
They need to have like just like a
Samuel L. Jackson,
right? Like a regular, not a regular
motherfucker.
person.
Shut the fuck.
But someone
interrupt me again. Interrupt me one more goddamn time. I dare you. I double dare you, motherfucker. Say it one more time.
God, I'm down for that. But yeah, it's
just a mess.
To go back and talk about what you guys were talking about a minute ago, would Biden be the same without Trump there? Look back at 2012, the vice presidential debate with him and Paul Ryan, and it's not that bad either. Like there's a couple moments of interruption here and there, but certainly nothing that's uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Look at the big brain on Biden. You a smart motherfucker. That's right.
Jesus. Yeah, so we'll see. Not much else going on outside of that. I mean, that's going to be our big focus, not like us, but like as a overall thing for the next month.
Yeah, I mean,
is going to be on
4
the
weeks from
debate.
tomorrow.
You're on. It's going to be on the election. So check out I Side With if you haven't before. You can at least kind of align yourself policy wise.
Howie,
not basing party wise, but vote based on your policies. Vote educated. So I don't know if you're going to get much from the debates. That would be a useful site for you to watch or to check out. Anything other new and exciting? Anything you want to talk about outside of that for Let's Get Social?
Nope.
Oh,
there's much going on. So I think that's all we got for you guys for this week. That's all of our segments, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't miss anything. So make sure you like, subscribe, share. We just hit 4,500 downloads, which is pretty cool. I'd like to get to 5,000 here pretty soon. That'd be a quick jump from 4,000 because that wasn't that long ago.
No, you
a couple weeks ago,
like 2 or 3 weeks ago.
Yeah. So let's get to 5,000. Appreciate everybody that's listened so far, and we will catch you next week.
Podcast.